right, everybody. I am Silent Storm, your new and inspiring DM, and this is my wonderful adventures. Say hello, adventurers.
Hello, adventurers.
Hello. Perfect.
Hello.
They nailed it, just as each of them, as I imagined each of them would. All right, so let's recap and remind what happened last time. Each of our characters had received a letter that brought you into the city of Varkenbluff for different reasons, whether it was for gold or to hone some skills or possibly challenge your thoughts and opinions. You were all brought into Varkenbluff where you met Dr. Dannell. Dr. Dannell was very panicked because her group had dug up a stone that they called the Murkmire stone because of where they found it out in this kind of swampy Murkmire type area. They dug it up and it instantly got bought up by the museum. She didn't recognize the stone. She did more research and she was trying to figure out what it could be from or what, if it was man-made or something like that. And through her research, she has discovered that it's not in fact a stone, but rather an eldritch egg. And doing her research, she knows that there's a cycle that when it's in the ground, it stays dormant. When it comes out of the ground, there's about a 14-day cycle, and then it hatches. She needs you guys. She tried to go steal the stone herself. She got caught. She knows that tonight at midnight is that 14-day mark that the egg's going to hatch, and if it hatches, it will bring on destruction in the city. You guys got brought in with the help of the Golden Vault. You guys were all recruited. You guys went over to the museum to a special gala to get your eyes on the Murkmire stone, get some of a lay of the land, see what some of the security was. You had found some ruins that was on a pole that the stone was on the stand that the stone was sitting on being displayed. We made some of the players here made attempts to figure out what the ruins did, and it did not go well. Ulysses ended up crashing into a table, and C.H.U.N.K got quickly taken down. So you guys kind of got the guards kind of collected you guys up and sent you back out of the museum. They were more focused on Raith and C.H.U.N.K because you guys kind of had a little cahoots kind of thing going. Ulysses' mistake and his then acting afterwards doesn't really group you together, and Crag-Mug was kind of just very casually there the entire time. So as far as like the guards having ideas of who was together, C.H.U.N.K and Raith, you guys look like you were in cahoots. The other two were just kind of there, and it was weird circumstances. But at the end of last session, you guys got escorted. You two got escorted. The other two kind of also made their way out of the museum. You guys are standing out in front of the museum. A rain started to fall, and you heard the church bells ding, representing that it was 10 p.m. You guys know that you need to meet Dr. Dannell in the alley beside the museum by midnight for her to be able to encase this stone and keep it from hatching. And that's where we pick up.
So, quick question. How far away is the bar that we were at?
It's about 3 blocks down the road.
Okay, so like maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah. 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your yeah, we'll say 5 minutes.
Are we derailing this plan in the first 30 seconds? I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna turn my air down while you guys discuss real quick.
Well, my idea is to get C.H.U.N.K to go to the bar and get a whole bunch of college students, just say, hey, I saw this thing that would look awesome in the bar. Let's go to the museum and get it. And get them all to storm the front door as a distraction while we all snuck in elsewhere.
Raith's idea is to catch up with Clark, the friendly and impressionable guard that he was speaking to. Potentially, maybe get him in on the drinks, or get him maybe a little bit tipsy quite quickly. and maybe try to get a little bit of extra info from him. So that would be his idea, as well as reiterating our understanding of the access points, mainly being the attic skylight and the potential basement, which we've seen the attic skylight. I believe it was Ray was up above. Oh, sorry. That it was Ulysses, sorry. I was looking at the board there. That was Ulysses is seen, and we haven't had any eyes on the basement yet. So
we've only heard about that, right?
Yeah, so we could potentially combine that a little bit by getting Clark in on it. Raith was really nice to him, and he's newly on board, so we'd have a little bit of extra security details. So that would be an idea to potentially combine that. So we can still do bar, but I want to bring a guest. I want to bring a +1.
You're paying for him.
And see what I can find out. Yeah, I'm paying for him. Of course I'm paying for him. I just assume I have more money than all you ruffians anyway. So, yeah. Plus, I do have a quick prayer to myself, and I look to Mask, the god of thieves, whose help I'm really going to need in tonight's escapades.
Is it safe to assume, since you had us re-equip everything silent, that we went outside and just grabbed our equipment that was sitting in the alley?
You guys had the bag of holding with you. I believe it was Raith had it last.
I thought we left it.
I almost
picked it up because I picked it up because I was afraid of it just being left in the alleyway.
It almost got left behind, yes. But yes, Raith is in possession of it. You guys do have your stuff that if you wanted to at this time to re-equip and everything. Do you guys notice that when you guys got ushered out and the doors got reclosed, there wasn't any guards that came out with you? All of them stayed inside. Almost seems like, even though the museum is closing, that not necessarily their shifts are done. So,
right. No
if
Clark,
you were,
basically.
I mean, unless you want to go unless you want to go find a way to get Clark. But yeah, so okay. it's just you guys.
He hasn't come with me.
Yeah, it's just you guys out in the rain at the moment.
Yeah, I could assume. I think I could safely assume that there's like a half-hour long security sweep or something at the very least for the guards after close down. Make sure everybody's left.
Raith, are you familiar enough with the building to know if there is like an outdoor like roof access, a ladder or something, without us having to like?
So basically, I took a copy of the map from Dr. Dannell. I know about the loading docks at the back. I haven't seen them with myself. There are stairs to the attic. In terms of any exterior features, I don't. Probably just from what I can see with ourselves around the outside of the building.
Can we determine the height of the building?
It's a couple stories high.
Define couple stories high.
We'll say 100 feet.
We got at least 2 stories. We got a first floor, we got a second floor, and then we got the
attic
window. 20 foot, 30 foot
per floor.
No, not per floor. 10 foot per floor. Roughly.
No, not with this museum. So like when you guys had originally walked in, the ceiling was even in the main lobby. The ceiling was at least 30 feet high, and then another one on
the second floor.
Yeah, so another 30 feet above that, and then we'll say maybe 20 more. So 30, 60, 80. We'll say 80, between 80 and 100 feet to the roof.
I don't think I can throw that far.
If you guys,
not far.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty small.
Are you guys just kind of literally standing out in front of the door? Have you kind of started to make a walk around the perimeter as you're discussing?
I assume we're up front.
I assume
we just got escorted out.
Okay, all right.
Can I perceive like what's around the building? Like, there are any structures close to the museum that?
Yeah, there's so the street that you kind of walk down had a bunch of shops. So as you're standing in front of the building, to the right is the alley that you need to go meet Dr. Dannell in afterwards. Then it's a street, and then some buildings across the street, and the alley is probably, we'll say, 20 foot wide or so. So, and the building beside it it's just a storefront, so it's only 1 story. There's a way for you to like leap from one building to another. If that's the
Okay.
thought that you're having.
Okay. Question to the party: who has rope?
I usually equip
Bird and
rope
I got rope.
because I watch
What do you
Boondock
need-
Scene.
What do you need a stupid fucking rope for?
You never know what you're
it.
gonna need it for.
Yeah, I have
an idea.
50
That's all it is.
I got
Got
50
rope.
feet of hempen rope.
I also
Same.
have 50 feet of hempen rope.
I got 50 feet of hempen rope.
So we have enough rope to get someone to the roof. Because I can throw a javelin. Judging that we haven't got a tape measure, we're saying it's about 80 foot. I can throw a javelin further than the roof.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
you're
thinking
thinking attach rope to the.
Tie a rope, throw it up, and saying Ulysses up the rope to open from the inside. Something from the inside. Thought. Just a thought.
Yeah.
I
get
like
that.
it. I could also get up there and secure the rope better than a javelin throw. Like find something to secure the rope too. So
Well, my
I'm not
ass
sure
ain't got
about-
up no rope.
yeah, I'm not sure about Chunk, but
Oh no,
But yeah.
I'm well aware of the power of rope.
Yeah.
Hemp is strong, not that strong.
The largest Batman you ever seen in the world, just going up the side of the building.
75% of the party could make
Dr.
it.
Dannell, can we trust you?
Where is it? Where's the egg? Where is it?
Okay. Well, if that's sort of plan, if we need those sorts of throws, I've got bless as a spell. I mean, a prayer. Prayer. Right.
Prayer and
I can
bless
say
is the same
I can say
thing.
I can say a blessing prayer to basically help everybody's throws. I can bless up to 3 creatures of my choice within range. Oh no, that's for attack throws and saving throws. Apologies. Nope. I can give you a hearty tap on the shoulder and wish you luck. So no.
So I can
So-
throw. I have 2 javelins, I believe. No, I've only 1. So I can throw it 120 foot.
As you guys are discussing this and the rain's coming down, it is only a little after 10 p.m. So it's not like the streets are bare. There are people going by with kind of like their capes pulled up, a couple carts
Yeah.
going by. So you guys are standing in front of a museum. If you're, contemplating this plan that you're doing, there are still people mingling and doing about their ways on the road.
Yeah.
We're just taking in
think-
the architecture.
Yeah,
Well-
no. I'm just
What about we do? What about we go with the plan of getting the drunken college guys to do a diversion on one side of the building, and javelin plan happens on the other side.
I think we should throw the javelin up from the alley where we're supposed to meet Dr. Dannell in case we need a quick escape and can
Yeah.
get the egg right to her.
Okay.
Cool.
I imagine she picked a discreet spot.
to meet.
Yeah.
She
I imagine-
she just told you she would meet you in the alley beside.
Okay.
So
I like javelin and drunk Chunk leading an
Drunken
army
diversion?
of
Yeah.
frat boys.
okay,
Because while Chunk is that, he is the one that needs to throw the javelin, so he's got to
Yeah,
be the
there's
one on
that-
the outside.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, so he's gonna lead them and then show them
You
his
can't be
javelin
both.
throwing skills.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if that's what Chuck is doing,
Okay.
so
What if he throws his javelin first and then runs to the bar?
So you want me to throw the javelin now? Get you up, someone up onto the roof.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
We
go
need
and
one
persuade
person.
the college kids. Hey kids, say no to drugs.
Yeah. So, for example, if we're standing at the front, can I take a couple of steps around to the side and look at least at the side of the building, just to know what we're dealing with here? And I'm looking for any obvious large windows or large panes of glass, something that says if somebody was to look outside, they would see a javelin and an elf go.
yeah, give me a perception check or investigation, either.
I'm gonna go with perception. Nice nat 1. So there you go. Plus nat 1 with a +6, so I got 7. So
So you get that one.
Yeah. So as you walk to the side of the building, it's a museum. There's a lot of marbling going up. There is some what looks like decorative glass up kind of hired But it doesn't look like it's not like perfectly see through. It's kind of like the colored glass.
I would assume there's a lot less around the back where the loading dock is. Windows, visibility, etc. That's usually going to be a little more obscure.
Sorry, it's marble. It's like marble pillars, but the wall itself is stone, like stone that's been laid in, and so you can see the like the cement in between the stones type stuff. So it's very like it's not like flat stone. It's like
obvious brick or block work.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Craig, I like that idea. I haven't really picked up a lot of idea. Maybe the rain's getting in my eyes. I'm probably more concerned with my hair getting messed up, so I'm kind of like really tight underneath the hood. I'm just kind of barely looking up, so I don't really pick up a lot of detail on the side of the building. But I like Craig's idea of that the back may be a little bit more inconspicuous for ourselves. So do we want to go with, like, are we looking to get the drunken crowd to disguise the javelin being thrown, or just to disguise our entry?
We need to do something quick. We're burning daylight.
I like it for both.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if we're not seen in the first place, we can just go around back and toss.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
So take a look. How about this? Crag-Mug will at least go around the back.
Okay. What's the rest of the group doing? Is anyone making their way down to the bar? Is everyone else staying in front waiting for Crag-Mug to report back? Is anyone going with him?
I'm gonna go with Crag-Mug because I think rabbling the crowd isn't Raith's style.
Yeah, but we need to throw the javelin first.
Yeah, I'll go with Crag-Mug, and that way if the javelin gets up there, I can climb up it real quick and get a head start on that hole.
But I'm the one that can throw the javelin. These are all leaving me out front.
Well, then come with us. It looks like we're all going. It looks like we're all going to the back. Yeah.
All right. So as you four guys,
the plan was go around and throw javelin. And they were like, "What are we doing?"
As the four guys, you guys were kind of just standing in a group in the rain, talking, looking at a museum. People walking by finding it odd that you've stopped in the rain to observe a museum at this time. But you guys slowly make your way around the side, which there's a sidewalk and then a street. So you're kind of going down the sidewalk beside the museum. As you wrap towards the back of the museum, you see that there's a stone driveway that goes down to two big doors that you presume go into the basement. So this is where trucks would drive in to drop off items for displays, pick things up to take them to other locations. As you come around to the back, in the back there is no glass in the back. It's kind of, as you go into the back, it's kind of a parking lot like space.
Yeah.
You see the side of another storefront off to your left, kind of as you make around the corner. The museum's on your right. There's a storefront on your left, kind of a parking lot, and kind of straight ahead you can see an alley that's running out of view both directions. So yeah, as you come around, you see those doors in the back.
Are there people around? A noticeable crowd?
No, back here there's not really anyone going by. One person's across the street from you, kind of, again, their heads down. They're also trying to avoid the rain, so they're not really paying attention to a couple guys in the back of the museum here.
Guards outside?
No guards outside.
No guards outside.
Look clear enough, yell.
Looks like this is the time to try to at least put the javelin up.
Pull up the rope and start nodding.
Behind and nodding the rope together then.
And how much feet of rope do we have again between everybody?
150 between us.
Okay.
We each got 50.
Okay. 50. I think we've 3 lots of 50, so I say we use all 150 to be safe.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how tall the building is.
Use it, and then that also gives me extra to work with up top when I secure it.
Correct.
Ray, do you want me to climb up? I'm quite nimble.
So
there is no Ray here. There's only a Ulysses.
yeah.
Ulysses.
yeah, Ulysses.
Scratching my throat. You misheard me.
Chunk, go ahead and give me a as you wind up with your javelin to give it a toss to the top. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
17.
So Chunk, you played some football, and you know when you wanna make like when someone goes for a deep throw, they kind of do that like step into it. So you kind of do like a little hop step, and you unleash this javelin. And as it's soaring straight up, you didn't put as much height on it as you wanted to, and as it soars up towards the top of the roof, you see it just shoot just over the top. And you kind of hear a clatter noise up there, and then do you pull on it to see if it's secure?
Calling the business a back shoulder throw.
Yeah, so you nicely get the javelin right up on the roof.
I give it a few quick tugs to make sure it's kind of secure that I can take some weight.
Yeah. Sports throw, Chunk.
Weight, but...
nice sports ball.
Nice guy.
All right.
Tom Brady. Do I need to roll anything to perceive if it's been lodged in or anything?
No, you give it 3 pulls. The first 2 you feel a little bit of give, and then on the third you give it 2 good pull downs, and you can feel that it has a good grip up there.
Nice.
Okay.
Ulysses.
That's my good roll for the day, guys. Sorry. I'm now going to run over to the bar.
So, do you take off running down the road?
Well, in a gentle, brisk stroke.
Okay. Even still, with your size, moving at that speed, it is people are still gonna kind of glance at you. They're busy getting out of the rain, but a big man moving is something to see.
My one step is there for.
Yeah, Craig, what do you like for sort of probably out of character, performative wise? Do you want to stick with Ulysses, and I'll go with C.H.U.N.K, just to kind of rabble rise?
Yeah, I think this is where I'll have a little bit more utility. Is
cool.
Kind of finding a way. Do we
We'll
have
go
a
with
form
C.H.U.N.K.
of communication?
So yeah,
Have any way to communicate once we're up there? Or I guess one of us can go up, one of us can wait at the bottom. If Ulysses, one of us goes up, one waits, and we find an entrance to like let everybody in, because C.H.U.N.K, he's not climbing this rope.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've got so my stealth is +3, and I'm 22 pounds. I'm a little feller.
I've got good stealth. I've got a stealth +4. My sleight of hand is good.
Yeah.
All right.
Dark vision.
So is Ulysses heading up now, or are you guys waiting for the possible crowd to come back?
I guess I'll climb up real quick and secure the rope.
Okay.
Just to at least make sure the rope's secured, so, and then I can go up and down it just to make sure that it'll hold more weight than just little old me.
Can I ask a sort of out of game question here? But did you say you're 22-pound total weight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a halfling. Yeah.
I'm 2'11", so
The wheels are turning.
Yeah.
I just realized that my entire inventory is 21 pounds.
Yeah, how heavy was that javelin you threw?
8 pounds.
Yeah.
All right. Ulysses, as you're going to be climbing up the rope, give me an athletics check, and then a stealth check afterwards.
Can I acrobatics instead of athletics?
Yeah. Tell me what you're thinking of Ulysses being acrobatic going up the rope.
Well, just it feels to me like that's a toss up just between my strength or being able to. Yeah, you know what? I'll do athletics. I can't talk my way out of that.
I just wanted to see. I wanted you to have a chance to flourish how it would look.
Oh, no, but I did get a 13.
A 13 athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, and then give me a stealth check as well.
Ooh.
14.
Yeah. So as you're grabbing the rope, you kind of put your feet up against the stone wall as well, and you've been up and down ropes before. Because about halfway up, because of the rain having fallen, the stone has gotten a little slick. So your feet do a quick little like that, but you tighten up your grip. You plant your feet again, and you make it up to the top. You pull yourself up over the top. As you get up there, you notice that the javelin, the what it got hooked against there's like a wooden structure up here, almost looks like a bird coop up on the top, and there's some pigeons just kind of in there. They're trying to protect themselves from the rain, but it got caught almost like around one of the legs of the bird coop. But it's stuck good enough to get you up there, but you don't think it would hold a chunk-sized person the way it's currently secured.
Okay. Yeah. Can I take? I guess. What is there up there that I could just kind of wrap the rope around a little bit? Or is there anything I can see, like a chimney or a smokestack, or
with the amount of rope that you have, you could easily kind of put it around the skylight that you guys were talking about, possibly going into. The skylight is it's like say it's 4 foot by 4 foot, and with enough rope that you could bring it around, and then the skylight corners kind of have gaps of poles holding kind of a frame, and you could easily get it tied around one of those.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll secure it, and then I'll tug on the rope and kind of crawl up over the little edge and start waving. maybe like take a little strike from my tinder box and just kind of wave a little flame, just to kind of let Crag-Mug know the options available to come up.
Okay, all right. As you said, it was just kind of like a match, and you were
just waving it up. I know I wouldn't get long out of it because of the rain.
Yeah,
just enough to try to draw some attention and let him know.
Yeah. So, Crag-Mug, as you're looking up, you see like a quick little flash of light, and it went out like almost instantly. But you see him also kind of giving like little hand waves up there, indicating that he got up there. What's Crag-Mug gonna do?
I'm looking at my inventory real quick. It's gonna leave like a sign down there that we made it up, but I think it's fine if we leave. Actually, we probably shouldn't leave the rope hanging there in case somebody comes by. Crag-Mug's gonna go ahead and climb. He's gonna climb and meet up with Ulysses.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check, followed by a stealth one.
How could I make this an acrobatics check?
You tell me.
I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm just gonna roll athletics. That's fine. I rolled an 18.
Oh, nice.
And a stealth for me, please.
Stealth. Let's go.
Double 9.
8.
Okay, so you're climbing your way up, but you are very much your shoes, the boots that you're wearing are very much like hitting on the stone, almost a little tap dancey like. You're not having as much good of a grip with your shoes, so you're using more upper body to make it happen. A person walking by kind of hears the tap noises that you make, but because of the rain, they're not going to bother looking their head up because they're trying to keep themselves covered as well, and they continue down the road. You more are doing a pull, like pulling yourself up rather than using your legs as nicely as Ulysses did, but you get a little winded, but you get yourself to the top, you get your hands over the edge, and you swing your feet up onto the roof.
While he's on his way up, do I see any entrances to the roof other than the skylight?
No. There's no yeah, actually give me a quick perception check.
That's an 18.
18. Yeah. Okay. So there's no ladders, there's no fire escape type situation that there could have been like another way. This was your only way that you were going to get up on this roof from the outside is how you guys did it. And you notice that the skylight is like closed, and it looks like there's a lock, like almost like a
hatch or a padlock,
like a hatch, yeah. But it's the type of thing that could be locked from the inside, or if you had the right tools, you could probably get it undone from the outside as well. We're gonna flash over to the two guys heading to the bar. So it's good.
I'm gonna say to C.H.U.N.K. Sorry, you want to say something or Storm?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I turn around to C.H.U.N.K. and I'm gonna go. So you used to play sports ball for the university, right? My thinking is what was their rival's name? And I'm thinking we can get the crowd all angry and get them all restless and say that the museum's like celebrating their big rivals. You know, what's the name of their rivals, C.H.U.N.K?
Did we go that far? I don't think we have that.
Oh no, I'm getting you to make up something.
Oh.
Do it. What's the name of their rivals, C.H.U.N.K?
I don't know. The Blowhorns?
The Blowhorns?
Was their name? Yeah, I think Blowhorn was their name. I can't really remember.
So you know that the university is the Varkenbluff Vikings. So we'll say the Muirwood Blowhorns.
Of course they are.
Are the rivals.
Where are the Blowhorns from?
Muirwood.
Muirwood, of course they are. Of course they are.
And
so I say we tell them that they're doing a big celebration of the Muirwood Blowhorns. And, you know, I imagine none of these ruffians have ever been in the museum. So there's no way they'll know what's actually in the museum. I say we go in and they're going to make a big deal about the Blowhorns. And we should go and protest it. Yeah, sports ball. Woo, yeah.
These kids aren't what I would call smart. All we really need to do is say, hey, who wants to go and steal something? But
why would we tell them we're stealing something?
Because they're dumbasses. Trust me in this. But you throw in them ball bags from across the road, definitely gonna get them going.
So,
yeah. I say that's what we do. Yeah.
As you guys are nearing up to the bar, this is this is a few hours later from when you were in there earlier. You can hear music playing. You can hear a lot of voices. There's a couple people standing out front having like a little smoke, and one person went just beside the building and is kind of leaning against and is vomiting very much. Like just they've had way too much of their fill. Couple people are doing the drunk skunk tradition of rubbing the tail of the sign. And a lot of the conversations are very much that drunken, you're the greatest, dude. Like, I love you, dude. Like, we should do this like more often, man. And are you guys? What do you guys do as you approach the bar or the tavern? Excuse me.
I'm gonna walk over to a couple of ones that are just talking and I'm just gonna start playing like the super fan of a sport that he doesn't know. He's like, wow, is that C.H.U.N.K from the Varkenbluff Vikings over there? Whoa, and like really over the top, like talking down to them. It's like, whoa, is that C.H.U.N.K? Wow,
hello,
you used to play for the
students.
Vikings, didn't you? Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Are you a narc? You gotta tell us if you're a narc. No. So like they're like, oh, the Vikings, man. The Vikings they're doing really good. You used to play for the Vikings, man.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That's what's up. That's what two of my buddies are play. One's the quarterback and one's the receiver. Like, I go to the games all the time. And like, we're pretty good this year. How long ago did you play?
And in this moment, I just want to check something. Did I say I had it? I think I did say I was wearing it. Oh yeah, it is. At this moment, I just lift my hand to my championship ring and just go, about 5-6 years ago, you know.
You were on that championship team. That year was amazing, man. We barely made it into the playoffs, and then what position did you play?
Well, that was the end, brother.
Oh,
You think I play anything else? Look at this.
dude, you're
Oh,
huge. You're
exactly.
huge. You could have done anything you wanted, man. You're just like you're like a brick house. It's crazy, man,
A
dude.
little
We
bit of
gotta
tight end
we
as
gotta buy
well.
you a drink. Let's get you a drink, man. And they kind of
Okay.
they kind of want to start ushering you into the tavern.
That's okay, because what's going to happen is, and I kind of meta a wee bit here. My plan is that once they usher me in, and the music's playing,
Mhm.
I'm going to go over to where the music's playing, get them to stop, and then go with our plan and just announce.
Okay, cool.
That's sort of where I'm going with this.
As the door swings open, it is way more crowded than it was earlier. So like even like a big man like you, people kind of try to part out the way as you come through, but you're very much having to do like the turn to the side, kind of like get your shoulders through.
The shimmy.
Yeah, the shimmy to get through the crowd. The music is on the second floor, the second part that kind of has that balcony that looks over. That's where most people are up dancing. There's people playing different instruments up there. But it is lively in here, and some people are like, two dudes are over like arm wrestling in the corner, just like let's do this, just like going full bro mode to each other. There's other people having a whole bunch of drinks. Are you making your way? You said are you making your way up to? Because these.
No, I'm going to stay with the kids first. He wants to buy me a drink. I'm going to be respectful of that. I'm going to stay with him, get him to buy me a drink, and then I'm going to sink my drink and just go, right, I will be back shortly.
Yeah. So they
And
lead you
I'm
up.
kind of taking Chunk's leg in this one. So
They lead you up to the
I'm
bar.
playing the Chunk as a celebrity. Yeah.
They lead you up to the bar. They're kind of also making an announcement. They're like, "Yo, guys, this guy was on the championship quality Viking right here." And people are like kind of slapping you on the shoulders as you go through. They're not really paying attention to Raith at all. They're almost kind of like bumping him around. Like Raith, you're trying so hard to follow, but people are bumping into you just to give like slaps to the big famous popular chunk here that's coming through. Gets up to the bar. The two guys are like, Tony, this one's on me for this guy. He's a champion. And he's like, and Tony's like, from 5 years ago, the championship team? Oh, what a year that was. You almost didn't make the play. And he almost says, you could tell this is the type of thing where the story goes around almost the same way for anyone that talks about that season. Oh, you guys barely made the play, blah, blah, blah. Great things happened. And he pours you a big one, sets it on the counter. The school guy kind of flips him a coin. And you said, "Are you you're downing that drink?"
so I'm going to, play into the whole mentality of being the college hero, and I'm just literally going to go, cheers, and just send it away. So I don't know what's happened to my camera, by the way, but I don't want to turn it off, just so
You're good.
it's being a bit funny.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
The two guys grab two drinks that were sitting on the countertop already. It kind of, you get the feeling that they had walked out to go get some fresh air. They left their drinks there. Now they came back to them, and they go right with you. They take them down. They're slapping you. Another one. You want another one, my man? Another one?
I'm just going to say, you get me one, I'll be back in a moment.
Oh yeah, all right, let's go. And they kind of they start ordering more from the barkeep.
Okay. So at this moment, then, this is when I'm going to take my chance to go up to where the music's being played, so I can get them to stop playing the music to make my announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going up the stairs and just turning to the lute player in the corner. Do you mind just stopping a little second? I have an announcement to make.
Yeah, he does like a little bing, 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 and just like brings the music down to a stop. There was a guy kind of had like a little drum thing he was doing, and someone else doing had another kind of bass type thing going, and that because of how the balcony is over the bottom floor, you can walk right up to the balcony, almost like a presidential type speech situation where, now that the music stopped, you can very much give your announcement.
Vikings! Yeah!
You see the little dwarf that you had high-fived off the table like a couple hours ago. He's up hanging on like kind of like one of these like chandelier type things. He's like, Vikings, yo, you rock, dude, yeah.
Settle down.
Yeah.
Down. I have an announcement to make.
He has an announcement.
But everyone's conceived at that party after that.
I'm trying to calm the whole crowd down. Just so I'm just sort of doing this to calm the whole crowd down. Say, you know our rivals, the blowhorns.
No, the blowhorns suck. Blow those horns, boo! And they're just like, people are like, one guy just like headbutts his buddy, and he's like, oh, fuck those guys, we hate them.
We do, and that's why we have a mission, and one mission only. The museum down the road, you know that fancy place where non-sports people go to?
Oh, but museums for losers.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah. Who said that?
full of knowledge. I mean, boo.
Back to what I have to let you all know. That place, that's where it's supposed to be ours. It's supposed to belong to our town. They have an exhibit for the blowhorns right now.
They have a blowhorn exhibit in the Varking Bluff Museum?
You're goddamn right.
Rebel.
Nerds.
We should take it out in the street and piss on it. Who wants to piss on it? Piss on it. You got the crowd good and riled up.
And then all I'm gonna say, to the museum.
And you see your two drinking partners from earlier that you kind of raced and had that drinking race with step up beside you, and they're like, this guy rules, we're going to the museum. And like I would say about half the crowd gets really excited, but only like 15-ish people actually go to the door and start making their way out with you. Definitely the two drinking guys are right with you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to get out?
Anyone who doesn't come is a Blowhorns fan.
Oh no, I'm not a Blowhorns fan. I wanted to drink, but I'm not a fan of them. And then like probably
drinks with you. To hell with the establishment. Bring them with you. Drink in the streets.
The barkeep is very much like, don't take the drinks, leave the drinks here. And then like out of respect, out of respect for people that come here and are friends with the barkeep, half people that leave, couple people still take their mugs with them, and we'll say we have about 20-25 people going out the door. There's still the people that aren't as drunk that got here closer to 10 that are just watching this, having their first drink. Like, I'm not going to the museum. That's not where I want to be right now at all. Like your whole like pump it up using the enemy, they like sports, but they don't care enough that they're going to go to a museum when they can stay here for booze.
They're not drunk enough.
Exactly. So you have some of the ones that have been here since earlier that are heading out into the street with you.
Okay.
I'm just got to ask, are they able to entice any randoms off the street to strengthen their numbers?
Can we do like a performance, maybe like try to get a chant going as we're
picking up people
yeah
as they go?
Are both of you what's kind of is your positioning as you guys go out of the tavern? Are you both in the front of this group? Are you letting the group go ahead of you?
So the group has, I envision that the group is going out and escaped ahead of us, so there's like a little bit of space in front of the bar.
Okay.
So I'm going to superhero landing back down just to try and entice more people. I'm trying to be more of a hero. Oh yeah, I'm jumping over the balcony to the ground floor.
Okay, yeah. Go give me give me an athletics check. Go ahead.
Okay.
Gravity check.
I was trying to think of something for that as well. What was that?
An 8.
An 8. Yeah. So as you jump off, you first you hit the chandelier that has the dwarf on it, and he again for the second time tonight just backflips, hits a table, rolls off of it, and then you come down, and you were trying to be, make it look cool, but you hit the table, crash through the table, and just roll across the ground, and then you get yourself back up, and the barkeep like watched this whole thing happen. He's like, get the hell out of here! You took half my customers, and now you're wrecking the place. Just get out.
On my way out, I toss him a gold coin.
One gold coin isn't gonna as the door closes is not gonna cover this, and you're out in the street.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. So are you guys again? Did you want to do a performance to get the crowd going? Are you letting the crowd go ahead of you?
Oh no, I'm not in the thick of it.
Raith is like using Chunk as almost like a guide into this world of sports ball. So he's kind of like wanting to help along the way, and just doing like, so, 3 points, woo! Yeah.
Some people are chanting skunk, skunk. Some other people are like, screw those blowhorns, screw those blowhorns.
Vikings.
We're gonna flash back up to the roof of the museum where we find Crag-Mug and Ulysses. You guys kind of investigated, or you kind of checked out. You see that there's just basically a skylight only here, and as you kind of like look down, because of how high this building, you look down and the bar is only three blocks away. You can see a mass. You can't quite hear them, but you can see a mass of people coming this way, and you know that the two guys have gotten a distraction started, and they are heading your way.
I like how that looks.
Crag-Mug's gonna quickly inspect the lock on the skylight. Is it? Can he identify it as something he can lockpick?
Yeah,
If
you're someone that has, if you have thieves' tools with you, it's something that you could pick from the outside.
I can do that.
Are you picking it now? Or are you waiting for the rest of the guys to get to you?
I mean, we're just going into the attic, right? Sorry, Ulysses, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you pick it, and I'll kind of keep watching, try to signal the other two that were up there with a secure rope as they're walking up, or at least try to signal Raith, because I know he's small enough to have the rope option, whereas Chunk is pretty committed. But to at least let him know that we're up there and we've got the rope secure, you just kind of watch for him and watch his attention and wait for my little tinder box for my 1 second of flame I'll get out of it.
All right, perfect idea. Let me go ahead and pick then.
All right, we're just gonna do a dex roll here. Dex check.
Okay. Dex check. 18.
Yeah, you get in there with your tools, and you probably could have done this almost with your eyes closed. Like it was such a easy, because I mean, the museum's not usually expecting people to go up on the roof, especially when there's not no normal way to get on the roof. So this isn't that fancy of a lock. You're just like bam, click, 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 pop. The little latch comes up, and the skylight, you're able to lift it up if
Is there a way that the skylight stays open? Does the skylight stay open under its own power, or do we need to put something there to block it?
You'll have to find out when you guys decide to open it. So you have just only opened the latch. You didn't lift the portion of the, like, so I said it was a 4x4, so like an 8. Only 1 cube of the glass opens. The rest stays where it's at.
Okay. Very gingerly gonna test the lift.
Okay.
Because it's
Give me an athletics check.
Ooh, why are you doing this to me?
Why you got to be so rude?
6.
Oof.
Okay, it's heavier than you expected. It's even though it's just one pane of glass, it has a good bit of weight. So you're trying to like get it up. Ulysses, do you want to give him a helping hand, or are you gonna let him struggle with it? And
the crowd, how close is the crowd at this point with us trying it?
I would say they're about halfway to you. You're starting to hear like screw the blowhorns. You're just a little bit of the crowd noise is getting up to you guys.
Okay, and can I see Raith or make him out of the crowd yet? Or
no,
is that still.
Well, give me a perception. Let's see.
22.
Oh, yeah. So when they first got out of the tavern, Raith was kind of behind Chunk and giving some cheering, but people kind of made a connection that like Raith and Chunk seemed to be together. So now two of the guys have Raith up on their shoulders, and they're kind of they're trying to bouncing him along as they come down the street doing their cheering.
Okay, but
I'm pointing towards the museum because I just assumed that none of these people, these sports ballers, actually know what a museum looks like or where it is. Mm-hmm. So I'm pointing that way, trying to keep a balance.
Yeah,
it's probably the first time I've ever felt like, oh, there's a point to sports. I get why people like this stuff.
What's also super convenient for even people that are super drunk is we're just on a straight street, and the street is on the same, or the tavern's on the same street as the museum, which is this hunky and big building. So it's not hard for them to miss it. But your guidance, they're going with it. So
okay, I'm just gonna take a look at Raith, see when it looks like he most be closest looking at me, and then do a quick little flick with the tinderbox and then run over and help.
Okay, you Raith, you give me a perception check.
14.
You thought you saw a little bit of light, but more you just saw Ulysses doing like this as he struck it, and like you saw more of just a person up there. And you get an idea. Yeah. Okay, well, if someone's on the roof, it has to be my guys. But you didn't really so much see the light that he tried to signify with.
Well, I could tell somebody's up there. And they did some sort of a waving motion and
against kind of like it's not a dark night sky. There's because of the moon that you can kind of see a shadow of a person standing on the roof, and you guys have an understanding that there was no other way other than.
And it's not a particularly large shadow. Some would say it's a very, very small silhouette.
It's like if Mini-Me was waving at you.
Yeah, it's almost... For a split second, like, why is there a child on that roof? You know? Okay.
Ulysses, you run over to Crag-Mug with your help, both of you together, lift the pane up, and you notice kind of around the frame there are some like loose stones that you could kind of prop into the corners of the window to keep it open. There is no self-made built-in kind of thing that for it. So if you want it to stay open, you're going to have to do some kind of propping.
I have a short sword. I'll wedge it in there.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I don't want anything big or wide open because of the rain, and that might draw some undue attention if suddenly there's water dripping in from the attic. So I like the short sword idea.
Okay. You take the short sword, you put it in there, and at the angle it's at, the rain is kind of going down the top, so not too, some drops are coming in through onto what is like this small 3 steps that go down into the attic, but the gap is big enough for both of you to go down those steps if you wanted to.
So it's not just a drop into the attic. There is actually like
There's like 3 little like a 3 little step like ladder thingy that kind of just like folds down, but it is in a down position already for you guys to step down if you want to.
Okay. Okay. So Ulysses, I assume we've communicated that Raith and Chunk are on their way back.
Yeah.
I figured I would have as we were lifting. Like, they're here. I think he saw me. Not sure though.
Okay. Craig is going to go ahead and hop in. He's going to go into the attic, start looking around, make sure very carefully. Right, he's keeping an eye out, making sure nobody else is in there already. He has dark vision, so. Limited perception.
Yeah. Are you looking for anything or just kind of seeing what's around you?
Just making sure nobody's in there and that it's safe for everybody to come in.
Yeah.
And maybe as far as checking out the door that exits the attic, making sure that it's not locked down.
Yeah. So as you land or as you go down steps and you land in there, there's a bunch of boxes of storage. There's some podiums and different things to make a display all around the different parts of the attic. It very much looks like storage up here. The door is open It's not, doesn't look like there's any lock or anything. It's just a very simple door that has been left open. And you see stairs that go down, but like make a sharp turn. So you only see the top couple steps, and then the rest turn at a different angle to go down further.
Okay. I'm just gonna whisper up to Ulysses. All clear in here.
All right. I'm keeping an eye out for Raith when I'll throw him down the rope as soon as he's ready.
So we're gonna flash to those guys as they're coming down the street. You guys are kind of causing a commotion at a little after 10 p.m. in a city, and people are kind of looking through their windows like you're making a scene, but people just think it's guys coming from the bar. They don't know your destination. You guys are still cheering. They have you up on their shoulders as they get up to the museum. They're like, all right, well, what are we gonna? But it's closed. Should we just come back like tomorrow and get it then? Like, how are we gonna get into the museum to get this display?
We're going through the front door, kids.
Oh, through the front door! And then, like, without a second thought, the group like goes up the steps. They're heading towards the door, and
I'm going to be leading them. I'm going straight up, and I am kicking that door.
Okay.
And I
am trying to cause as much commotion at the front door as possible to pull as many guards from the main museum to the front to get, because I know these guys are trying something else now. I wasn't really paying attention because, I'm dumb. So I just know they were talking about getting in somewhere, and I know they're in the roof somewhere. So I'm like, okay. So in my dumb head, I'm like, they need guards at the front door, not inside. So I'm going up and I'm going to try and kick the door open.
Okay.
Just so you know, Crunk, I will pay your bail for you. Thank you.
Who's Crunk?
Crunk is the group of people that he has with him.
These are my crunks.
Raith probably does his last wee bit of trying to inspire, and he goes, "Yeah, for Malil, the god of poetry and song. Let's keep cheering. Yeah, woo!"
I came up with a chant.
I know, yeah. And so Wraith's plan is to kind of diffuse to the back and then around the side. So he's like, Chunk doesn't need me. This is not my scene. To be honest, I've kind of had too many people touching my nice clothes for tonight. So I don't. Everyone's kind of sticky for some reason as well. So I'm.
College kids are all sticky.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use that distraction, and I'm gonna make my way to the back.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as he turns around the back, I'm going to throw the rope back down for him.
Okay. All right. So with Chunk, as you're going up, you're leading up to the front door. The two drinking buddies that raced you earlier, side by side with you. The rest of the group is kind of like a half circle, just like cheering, like open the door, open the door. As you come up, you see 3 guards standing inside the door, headed by Miriam. The same lady that threw her thing at you, standing. They heard you guys coming because it wasn't like a quiet type thing, and there's people now making a bunch of ruckus outside the front of the building, and she kind of stands on the other side of the door, just like looking at you, and she has 2 guards with her, two people that you haven't seen yet, so you don't recognize the guards. They weren't someone that they weren't the ones that escorted you out earlier. They're just two other guards of the building. Okay. Are you going to? You said you want to kick the door.
I'm debating, do I want to kick it or with my 2 drinking buddies turn around and say, right, we're going in a wedge here and we're going into this shoulder first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that there. All 3 of us are going in shoulder first to try and burst this door down.
Yeah.
I'm turning around to the other semicircle guys going, get ready.
All right. So give me as you guys run straight to the door, give me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw?
Yeah.
Oh shit. An 11.
Okay. As all 3 of you in a wedge formation run straight at the door, just before you get to the door, there's almost like this kind of feeling of like you know those glass houses or those glass amusement park things where like you go in and you think that you're walking straight, but it's so clear that like you most of the time you run straight into a mirror because it's just how it's angled. You kind of almost get that feeling that you're gonna hit something before you hit the door, and as you guys all shoulder into it, you bounce back. You're bigger size, even you kind of go back, you hit the top step and you roll backwards and you take out like 3 or 4 people that were in the semicircle. They didn't get out of the way fast enough. The two other guys, one instantly gets thrown back and he's on his ass. The other one stumbles but keeps his feet and it's just like rubbing his shoulder. He's like, "Damn, what's this door made of?" And Miriam just kind of like shakes her head, like knew that the door was going to be fine, but wanted to see what you guys were going to do.
I jump up and go, "Yeah, do it again!"
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm trying to create as much commotion outside.
Yeah.
So as you guys kind of collect to try to maybe possibly attack the door again, about 10 people that were in this group saw this on the door and they're like, this is not worth it. It's not even worth it. It's not even. They start heading back towards the tavern. So a little bit of your group has disbanded. Some are still giving cheers. Some of them went quiet because they thought you guys were gonna bust straight through that, and since you did it, they're just kind of like, "Oh shit! Did you see that? that hurt right there." We'll go back to we'll cut over to Raith, who has gone around to the back of the building.
Yeah. Run right to the back, and is like, so the ropes come down. I think Ulysses said the rope came down. So in the rain. Trying not to get my hair any more wet than it already is. Searches for the rope and wants to make his way up.
Okay. How are you when you say you don't want to get your hair wetter? Are you using clothing to protect it, or are you are you doing like a hand over type thing?
Yeah, so kind of like hold my hood against the top of my head like this.
Okay. All right. Are you trying to do that as well as you're going up the rope?
No, because if anything, I'm more scared about the potential height.
Okay, excellent. So
go
ahead and roll with athletics, and then stealth. And
5 athletics.
Yep,
and stealth.
Yeah, go ahead, stealth.
I quietly do nothing.
I quietly claim 12 hours later.
So you did try to start going up the rope, and you were concerned about your hair at the same time. So you tried to do like a protective and try and hold the rope, and you got about 5 feet up, and then you just slid right back down to the ground. You did land on your feet. You didn't like disturb really anything, but someone walking down the street does look over and see a rope going up and see you standing below it, pauses for a moment, and doesn't care and just keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do one more attempt.
One
more very quick attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna be here all day.
You could. So both Ulysses and Crag-Mug are inside the attic, right? No one came.
No.
Back out.
I'm still outside. I'm making sure he gets in. Otherwise, if this is unsuccessful, I'm going to try to get Crag-Mug to help me lift him up the.
That's okay. So what do we got? 10 athletics, and go ahead. We'll go ahead. Roll stealth again. Just for giggles.
11.
Okay. You are.
So I'm kind of getting up a little bit, but I know I'm not going to make the full distance. So probably, if anything, I'm just trying to hold on.
So you get a third of the way up. Your hood has come off. It's raining on your head, and because of the fear of the heights and the wetness on the wall, your feet didn't get a good grip, and you're just kind of doing one of these on the rope, like back and forth, like very much afraid to go any further.
But silently.
Very silently.
Hey, Crag-Mug, I might need your help lifting this guy up the rope.
Mm-hmm. Crag-Mug scrambles up the steps as quickly and silently as possible.
And then, guys. how are you guys gonna get him up? What do you guys do?
I'm going to stand behind. Actually, I'll probably stand in front because I'm probably slightly bigger. I'm not a big guy. I'm a dwarf too, but slightly bigger than Ulysses. And I'll start
that
pulling
awkward, like spin on the rope. It's like,
and then ask Ulysses to pull behind me. So we're in like a fireman's line, like just pulling this rope up.
Okay, I'm gonna have you guys both roll athletics. This is gonna absolutely work because you're both helping, unless one of you hit a 1, and then it might not go as well as you planned.
Oh shit!
Hey, 13.
11.
Okay, yeah, you guys together as a team kind of do the heave, ho, heave, and you guys are very much in sync. Very much in sync. And Ulysses, as he raises up, he gets halfway. He gets 3/4 of the way. He gets up to. He puts his hands on the top, and you guys kind of get underneath his armpits and pull him onto the roof, and he lands on the roof, very much like out of breath, very scared, very unkept for what you've seen up to this point of him, because his hood's down, the rain has messed his hair up. He's very like a little emotionally distraught from what just happened.
I would also like to point out that someone no taller than his left arm just pulled him up onto a roof. So
that's what if. The little bad DM in me was like, please roll 1, but it didn't. But 2 people together, Raith isn't a huge gentleman, so it worked. You guys got up there.
Crag-Mug slaps him on the shoulder playfully and tells him, "Looking sharp," and gives him a hand up, some words of encouragement.
You think so? Yeah. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Your hair is looking great today. What did you do?
It's a mixture of sweat and panic, and I'm really kind of just hoping no one got sick in my hair from the bar.
Style's working for you, bud.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mug.
Shall we take a look inside?
Raith is kind of at the back, like he has no idea what's sort of going on. So he's pretty much, if there's any cues, he's the third of the 3. He's just like he's happy to not be with the crowd, but he knows this is also not his world right now. He's like, okay, doing here.
So a motion to come to the skylight.
Yeah, I'll try to obscure the rope as best I can on our way down too, just so in case some weird unforeseen circumstance happens that a guard ends up there, like walks past us or something, doesn't immediately see it.
And you're leaving it tied, but you're just kind of tucking it in like against the frame of the skylight, or have you completely untied it?
No, I'm leaving it tied. My thought process here is that the risk reward to it being caught doesn't outweigh the fact that we might need a quick getaway using the rope, so it's worth that little bit of it possibly getting seen for us still having the option to run and jump down it.
Okay. And then what did you guys, are you guys still staying on the roof? Are you what's the group's, what are you guys thinking?
I think we kind of went back to this kind of, yeah.
And you guys all went in?
Yeah, Raith is definitely third.
Okay.
Obviously, if
I'll
there's
go
a marching
first,
order, he's third. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right. There's
Raith, make sure you leave that sword in to prop it open.
And when he turns around, Raith had his hand like 6 inches from the sword. I was like, leave it? Oh, okay.
Leave it. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So you 3 find yourselves, this again is the attic. You guys can see pings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Everyone sees the attic photo as well. Or,
yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure everything's working. Again, there's just a bunch of boxes around, displays, everything. This is the stairwell I was talking about. It's not pictured here, but there is a door, kind of like 3 steps, or a couple steps down. There's like a little, we'll say landing with the door, but the door is open, and you can see stairs that go down in 9 degrees and turn. We're gonna flash back down to C.H.U.N.K. C.H.U.N.K, who you just got yourself back up. The other guy stood up with you. Are you guys making another attempt at this? Again, about half the people kind of walked away. A lot of them have also kind of quieted down after that first attempt went real shit. and they're kind of looking to you as far as like, what are we doing now? Are we? Is this it? Are we out of here?
No, we're gonna cause some more commotion. They've got our fucking enemies in. They're displaying our enemies in here.
Start a fire.
Right? I'm not happy with it. So, grab whatever you can find and start throwing it.
People start looking at like around like benches. They're finding some like loose stones. There's a couple like tree branches that are low enough down that like they're pulling on them. And as people are starting to collect stuff, 3 large carriages roll up onto the museum, and you see a police force step out of the carriages. Clearly, this attack on the front of the museum has caused a big enough disturbance that the local police of the area have showed up. About 20 people step out. Some of them have shields kind of in front of them. Other ones have like spears, and they're very much in like a formation of people, with one gentleman who steps out. He's very like, we'll say in his mid-50s. Hair is very well styled. He has elf ears. He has elf characteristics, and he steps in front of the group of 20 that he has with him, and he announces, "That's enough for tonight. Everyone go home." And with his authoritative voice, mostly everyone leaves. Like they're like when Popo shows, everyone scatters. So because you're talking about college age students, they're not really looking to wrangle with the police. So a bunch of them, a bunch of them, pretty much the whole crowd just disperses, separates. One guy kind of throws like one stone towards the museum, but like as he was like running, so it doesn't even come close to the door. He just kind of tossed it and then made a sprint. Your two drinking buddies stand their ground though with you.
Okay. So I sort of under my breath. Have I got everything right now? I think I've got javelin. Oh, I have a javelin. So I ready a javelin. What do my drinking buddies have in their hand? I sort of whisper to them, "Whatever you have in your hand, throw it and run like fuck."
So are you throwing it at the museum or at the police?
Oh, I'm throwing this at the police.
Okay, so you're gonna throw a javelin at the police.
I'm throwing
the guy,
but at the police.
The guy that didn't. Good.
I don't know if I'll have enough to pay for this bail.
So
good thing you don't know about it. You don't know what's going on.
So the guy that didn't get knocked off his feet, he grabbed a lid off of a trash can, and he's kind of holding it like a shield in front of himself, like almost like to try to be like what the police are. He has a shield, like he's gonna be your protector. The other guy just has a stone over his head, like he was midway about to throw it, and he's just standing here like this, waiting for your cue. They seem like they're willing to fight with you if that's
to die for you.
If that's
I'm just gonna launch a javelin at the shields. Now, I'm not aiming to hurt anybody. I just want to throw it at the shield to cause them to like a bit more ruckus, and then we're gonna run away.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Oh, my javelin.
Not one on a miss, and you just headshot somebody.
The headshot.
It wasn't that one, you dick.
No.
The elf with the commanding mustache just took a javelin to the face.
Okay.
Why did you say that? I'm rolling, you dickhead.
As you wind back and you go to throw the javelin, your drinking buddy beside you stepped forward first with the stone, and he throws the stone, but because he steps in your path, you essentially impale his shoulder with the javelin, and he goes, "Oh, same team, dude, Vikings!" Ah! And it came through the front of his shoulder, and he is just like a complete shock. Do you pull it out, or do you leave it in there?
Oh no, I just pull javelin. I lift javelin on him and run.
Oh, God. Okay. Trash can lid dude sees you do that and is off. He goes the opposite way. He's sprinting away from that shit. The police have just witnessed you stab somebody you were with, then lifts said person on spear and you're now trudging down the street.
Sorry, to clarify, I grab him and the javelin at the same time. I don't want the javelin to move too much.
Okay.
So I sort of just go like this here.
So you one arm pick him up. He still has a javelin sticking out his back, and you take off on a 90-degree angle, and you're heading down the street to the side of the museum, and literally, basically, the police have you almost murdered somebody, and they can't just let you go. So they start chasing after you, and we're gonna flash back to the people in the attic.
Fuck you, B. Oh.
Just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound.
You were one arm carrying a man that has a giant spear out of his shoulder back area down the street, and you're being
making a rule that you don't speak when somebody's about to press dice roll next time, and definitely don't say the words. What if it's a nat one and you take someone's head off?
So we flash up to the attic.
That's like the D&D version of the worst you can say is no. Stop.
All right, gentlemen of the attic. What are we up to?
Okay.
You guys have you heard commotion of the earlier the initial attack. You heard that, and then you heard silence. And then you kind of heard a what sounded like an authoritative figure say something, but because of the distance, you couldn't make out the words. So you don't know who said that. And then it's just kind of gone quiet for a minute. And then you heard screaming. And then you hear screaming, and you hear screaming going down the street away from the building. And that's where you guys are currently at.
I have a feeling we're on it. Timeline for better or worse.
Yeah, I feel like this is our chance to make a move. So let's get a move on.
I guess
Crag-Mug will scamper down the hallway and checking the previews to make sure nobody's using them. But I assume we're down and out in the hallway.
Yep.
Right?
Let me move you guys to it. Okay, so we are back here, which is the air. You guys are coming down the stairs here, right beside the privies, and let's actually get you guys your characters.
Now, did the guards get called away because of the commotion?
How did you ping you?
Just click the left mouse button.
Oh, you mustn't give me access then.
You have to hold it.
Ah. Indubitably.
Chunk's not currently here. Yeah. All right, you guys should be able to grab. I think you have permissions that you should be able to grab each of your characters.
Hooray.
All right, excellent, cool. So yeah, there is as you guys kind of work your way down beside the stalls here. You saw a couple a guard run down the stairs past you and have gone down to the first floor. There, as you kind of peek up around this corner, you do still see one guard staying here in front of what you guys know as the gemstone room that you guys were in the gala earlier, is behind this door here. So there is still one guard posted up. Again, there's a big Allosaurus, animatronic Allosaurus. It's currently turned off, but it stands here. There's a couple other models and of bones and different creatures displayed on each of these pedestals here.
If I'm standing where Crag-Mug is, do I got a clear shot at any of the displays with a dart?
Ooh.
Yeah, you would have it. You'd be able to hit the Allosaurus. This one here, because of the right angle, would be a lot harder. This one's kind of straight on. This is the top of the staircase that kind of opens up towards you guys. So you would have a straight line of sight to this. It would be more difficult to hit the one over in this corner or this one, but the big Allosaurus you could definitely hit a dart with.
Okay, because I'm starting to think about these two farther away, just because it would, if they fell, it would kind of distract the guard farther away than the Allosaurus. That's what I'm thinking. Discuss it with Crag-Mug and Raith if he's made his way down yet behind us. What if we collapse one of the displays?
Bravely in third.
Yeah, what if we...
That
What
might
if
pull
I-
all the guards up here.
Oh, yeah, good call.
I got an idea though. And Craig reaches into a bag. He has a bag of ball bearings, and he points down the hall down here. If you can see my pings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I can pull this guy away without pulling everybody back upstairs. So
Yeah,
Right.
Raith thinks that's a good idea. So
yeah,
he's
Raith,
going to
anything.
he's good.
That's better
He's
than
gonna he's
mine.
good. Yeah, Raith's only idea is the kind of false flag idea, which is actually to identify myself to this person, but along the idea of Alda needs your help. Alda needs your help. But I think we should try to limit our exposure for as long as possible. So he's going to heroically hide in this toilet with the door ajar for a few moments.
Make you a little bit bigger here, Ulysses. Oh, did you do that? You sized it.
I thought that
My
was
bad.
amazing. That's all I wanted
As soon
to
as
do.
I went to do it, I was like, he probably sized it the way. So that's fine. I was just trying to make it so people visually can see you. Okay, so you said you're gonna throw some ball bearings down that hallway. Is your plan?
Yeah, I'll take a couple and throw them down so that hopefully the rolling of them
Yeah.
makes the guard follow them.
Yeah. So just as you're getting ready to let go of the ball bearings, there's a really loud crash over this way, which from earlier, as you guys passed, know that that's the cafeteria type area. It sounded like a table got flipped, some like silverware, and just like a whole crash of stuff happened. And this guard instantly takes off away from the door and heads into that cafeteria.
So my plan worked.
Okay.
Is there constant commotion? Like, is it constant commotion, or is it just that loud bang and then quiet?
It was like a bang, a clatter of stuff like hitting the ground, and then it just kind of goes quiet. This guy, as this person, as they run into the room, is like, who's there? What the hell was that? And like, you could hear another guard. I'm gonna switch the pictures for you guys. You guys can't visually see it. Never mind. So you hear another guard interact with him from within there too.
Well, I think as soon
Is
as
it
he takes off,
is it kind of like that sort of muffles? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say, I think as soon as he hits the Allosaurus, we should be ready to move.
Yeah, just make our move. It sounded like a loud enough distraction that we just got to go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on a sprint. So you guys all head towards the door.
Okay. I had a split second where I was waiting for the ball bearings to go, and then realized that they've made a run for it. So then I'll follow.
Right.
Okay. Alrighty.
Cuckoo.
So go ahead and
I'm an owl too.
Ulysses, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. I ain't investigating shit. I got a 7.
Okay. You remember when you had been getting escorted out, you had put a comb in there to break the comb off and keep it in the door. That part of the comb is currently sitting on the floor, kind of at the bottom of the doorway. But yet the door itself is not fully latched. Like, you can see that the door is not perfectly closed.
My plan worked.
So
Can Raith do something just before that goes down? I'm thinking I'm going to say to Crag-Mug, I've got a sickle, and my thought is I'm just going to show for thought process. I was thinking of going over here and basically stabbing the sickle like into the door, / into the wall, just to try to almost lock that door.
Okay.
On this side. So I'm kind of saying that to Crag-Mug because I'm really getting the feeling that these two are a lot more comfortable in these types of nefarious situations than Raith is. So he's definitely not confident in any suggestion that he makes, and he's kind of wondering like, so he's used to kind of taking the lead with stuff, but in this situation, he's a bit panicked. He got pulled up the side of the building. His hair's not looking as nice as he wants it to normally. So he's really unconfident, and he's like, "Could I maybe stab that door shut, or keep it locked somehow?" What do you think?
So just to quickly interrupt you, the door, it's not a door; it's more of an archway that goes into a cafeteria. So it's kind of more of like a, not so much like a.
It's open.
Yeah. So it's more of like a, it's more of like a arch. Kind of like a, they want to draw people into the cafeteria. So when you come up into this display area, you can look into the cafeteria. So there's not so much of a.
So from here, I'd look over and there's no actual door to.
No. And you can't see from where you guys are standing. You can't see the guards, but the commotion, if you're looking at that doorway, came from like left part of the cafeteria or the cafe area. And you can kind of hear the guards like, what the hell did you? I didn't do anything. And like you're kind of making out a couple words, but you can't. They're not loud enough for you to pick up exactly what they're saying.
Probably got to be quick then, if they could potentially look out this gap and see us. So
I'm gonna
just softly push on the door just to see if we got to unlock it or not, and then.
So you touch the door?
Yeah, just softly push it just to see if we got to unlock it or if anything.
Yeah. So you reach your hand out. Are you grabbing like the handle or just putting your hand kind of flat on the wood part of the door?
Flat on the part of the door I could reach without twisting a handle.
Yeah. So you put your hand flat on the door, you give it like a gentle push, and it swings open just slightly.
Before we go inside.
So I'm so proud of your DM question there, by the way, Storm. So you touched the door, right? Everybody just went.
I saw you notice it too, and I was like,
yeah, good.
So Crag-Mug notices that Raith is a little bit like he doesn't know what to do with his hands, so he takes an oil flask and a tinderbox out of his pockets, and he hands them to Raith, and he goes, "If shit goes sideways and they start coming back for us, and we need a distraction, light it, throw it." He tears off a little fabric from his sleeve and stuffs it in the stopper. He's like, "Light it, throw it, create a distraction away from us."
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of stuck there.
You just tore that nice new uniform, the nice new outfit that you had got. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you hand all that to Raith. It's always funny. Like anytime there's like a movie that has like the one person out of place, someone always hands them like the gun or something that like the person's already out of place, and now you've handed them something else that's like destructive. It just makes them feel like probably less calm. But how do you feel as he? How does Raith feel as he's handed this essentially Molotov type situation that he could?
Yeah, absolutely terrified. But to be honest, at least it's something to do because it's
you got a little guidance.
yeah, Sabras, god of divination and fate, is like, I'm supposed to have these, so I'm not used to being nervous because I'm generally guided by these things happen for a reason. So it's like, okay. I will protect you with fire.
All right.
Okay.
So then, just as you guys, Ulysses has just started to swing the door open, we flash over to C.H.U.N.K, who is on a sprint down the street now. He's being followed by about 10 guards. He has a man who's definitely not quietly screaming with a javelin in him. Have you attempted to take the javelin at all, or your only goal right now is to just get away, correct?
Oh, my only goal is to get away, but I'm really debating just dropping him wherever I can leave him if he's screaming and giving away my position.
Okay. So
do I want to do that? This guy was pretty cool to me though. I like him. He's pretty brave. He's still shouting. Can I knock him out?
Yeah. You can do an unarmed attack on him. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, hey, if you're not gonna be quiet.
Why? We were fighting them. Why did you hit me? Why did you hit me?
To my room. Okay, in the middle of the argument, I'm gonna to mine then and knock him out.
Yeah, go ahead, roll an attack.
Oh fuck, unarmed strike.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shut up, B. 17.
Nat 20 and kill him.
C.H.U.N.K is a big guy, and this guy is not ready for your punch. You you slock him across the jaw, and you're pretty sure you broke his jaw, but he is unconscious. But you basically you just took a guy who agreed to help you take down a random display in a museum, and you have put a javelin in him and then broken his jaw and knocked him out. Are you still carrying him, or are you going to drop him at this point?
I'm gonna find like a darkish alley that I can hide him in, and then keep running.
Okay. So,
but before I do that, I feel a wee bit bad about breaking his jaw, so I leave a gold coin in his pocket.
okay. So you had gotten
everything is the one gold coin.
Yeah. This world, one coin gets you anything.
Your mom, one gold coin.
Most interesting steroid dealer.
Yep.
So we'll say because of your height and your length of your legs, you have gotten about a block and a half head start on the police, and with your size and speed, we'll say you're about 2 blocks ahead. So you make a cut down an alley. There's kind of like a stairwell that goes down into what would be a lower storefront, and you kind of toss him into the stairwell. He tumbles down the steps. Half the spear breaks off. He hits the bottom, but he still stays unconscious.
Excellent. I've lost knowledge, javelin.
As you kind of took that moment to give a toss and you started picking up speed again, the police have turned down into the alley. They've closed some distance. There's about 6 of them. You're making a straight sprint down this alley, and then there's a 90-degree turn down another alley. As you hit that turn, you suddenly feel this kind of aura come over you, and you feel, it almost feels like, kind of feels like the rain, but much colder, of this feeling just kind of wash over your body, and you feel a hand, 2 hands on your chest, push you up against the wall. Just at that moment, the guards hit your corner and sprint right past you, and they're still tearing off. Where's that big? Where the hell has he gotten to? And they just keep going. They just keep sprinting down the street. You look down into the eyes of a human man. He has these kind of purple eyes. He's dressed in somewhat of a nicer suit with a golden tie down the front, and he goes, "You big goof, you almost screwed this whole thing up." And you realize that
you hired me. You knew what you were getting, kid.
You realize
we trust her.
You realize that you and him have this sheen about you that you can kind of see through yourself. Like, you basically have this invisibility spell, and is hence why when you got pushed up against the wall, you both blended in perfectly, and the police ran right by you. And he's like, "I'm not supposed to get involved in these kind of missions. I set them up. I let you guys handle them. The Golden Vault is here to pay you, not to get your ass out of trouble. My name is..."
I was all right.
"My name is Trevin." And he realized that that's the gentleman that connected and gotten Dr. Dannell out of prison when she first attempted to steal the stone. Okay. He is the handler of the Golden Vault that got you guys all and he basically explains, "I'm the one that brought you all here. A little bit of my reputation is on the line for a job that you guys need to complete." And
okay. Well, he obviously doesn't see the full genius of our plan.
Yeah,
well, that's why I want to try and explain what I was doing to him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was the distraction, Trev. I was trying to create the distraction. My guys are still doing their job. I don't know what they're doing because I tuned out, but I was fine, dude. I'm 6'8". I would have got past them cops, no bother. I had a full 2-block head start.
Possibly.
And I could have ran all night. Them guys, underpaid, overworked, out of shape, they would have stopped. They're underappreciated, and that's why I would have got away.
There's a good chance that you may have.
No, there's no good chance. I would have.
But you don't know
I would have.
The chief of police and the power that he holds. I'm strong, but he is much more than either of us could handle. Just because you would have stopped some of his little his little soldiers, his little police officers, you would not have been able to stop him.
I wasn't stopping them. I was just running away from them. I was going to wait for them. I could hear them when they ran past when you touched me, which was kind of nice. They were out of breath. I had this. I'm not going to say I had it under control, but I knew what I was doing. I was safe-ish, kind of, maybe 20%. I could have kept running.
You're
I
important.
appreciate what you did, but I mean, it was all right. You didn't need to get involved. I appreciate it, but
Your importance out of jail is much greater than in jail. Even though you were quite a distraction, clearly, your team may have a greater need for you, and you might want to head back towards the museum. And he kind of says, if you're going to go back, you're going to go left, right, and it'll put you back in the back of the museum.
surely I should stay away for like at least another 30 minutes. I mean, them guys that ran past, they got to come back, right?
That's fine. Do as you see fit. And he just kind of like slowly walks away from you.
Okay.
We're gonna flash as you think about what you're gonna do next. We're gonna flash back to the guys who just have slowly opened the door into the gemstone wing that you guys had been at previously.
Try to look natural, right?
As soon as we walk in, I'm just gonna say, shift change. Just quietly, not enough that someone can hear, not enough that anyone outside the room can't hear, but just in case someone's there that.
So
Shift change. Okay.
there's actually, as you guys come in, there are no guards in this room. You have the whole room to yourself, not pictured down here. You guys did a thing earlier, but there is a vent here, and I forgot to put it in, but there is a door down here. If you look at Dr. Dannell's map, this goes down into the archaeology section, so there is a door. I just don't have it. I don't have it pictured in this picture here. What do you guys notice? The tables have kind of been pushed a little more off to the side, not depicted here. Half the stuff has kind of been cleaned up from the gala earlier, and you notice that all the displays have kind of like a black curtain thing on them, like draped over them, almost to cover the display since they're not being shown off anymore.
On the way in, Crag-Mug puts the door, like closes it back, or at least makes it close enough so it looks like it's closed.
Okay. So you touch the door. I'm just kidding. It's not an opening thing. It's a closing thing. No. So yeah.
I was gonna say, after he closes the door behind him, I like the idea of Raith using his sickle to kind of make the door harder to open.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do that. So I'm gonna look at Crag-Mug and just go. So put these down. Yeah. Yeah.
Put them down. Jam the door shut. Pick them back up. Be ready.
Okay, right. Okay. Right. Aaron, sickle.
Great, bud.
Up. Okay. So yeah.
Words of
So
encouragement.
so basically, yeah. So
Go ahead and we'll just do. Are you like? We'll say, are you trying to like jam it in there, almost like you're like hitting the door with it, or are you kind of doing more of a sleight of hand to just like wiggle its way in between the frame and the?
I'd love to say either, but both are terrible scores for me. So
Whatever you wish.
If anything, I'd want to do a very quick investigation check to see where the best point to attack the door would be for jamming it in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 13
investigation. You kind of get an idea that because it's a sickle and because it has that curve, that you could probably like hit it into the door and hit it into like part of the stone wall near, almost to make like a jammer. Either by the handle.
Okay.
Would probably be the best spot, or you could maybe do it closer to the floor. But the floor is marble, so it'd be a little harder there.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'd like to attack.
Yeah.
With.
Go ahead and attack that door.
Just gonna use my normal melee weapon, but I'll do a +2 to hit for a 12.
Yeah, you nervously, your hand's a little bit shaking as you do it, but hitting a non-moving door is pretty easy thing to do. So you jam it in there, and it gets kind of into the wall a little bit too. It could have been a little bit deeper, but you give the handle a little nudge, and the door seems almost like it would be locked. If you were thinking from the outside, someone was like, "Oh, this must be locked." But if a big man was to kick it, it would open.
Cool. So right before I do anything, I'm going to look back at Crag-Mug, like questioning eyes.
Crag-Mug with his big he's got a big chunk taken out of his face. He's all fucked up. Gives him a big smile with the side of the face that's still there. Thumbs up.
And then picks up my fire and my material, and goes right back to the side of the door where he was. So it's up against the wall. So
okay.
Okay, I guess now that we're not trying to be sneaky about it, I want to try to get a good investigation or read on the runes, see if I can do that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I make an Arcana check along with his investigation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shit.
Go ahead and so do you guys pull back the black draping that's over top of it? The kind of, it's kind of just a sheet almost.
Unless something bad happens, in which case it never. No.
I'm just asking if you guys are doing your check with it. Are you guys doing a check with the sheet still on as a cautious type thing, or are you pulling that off and then doing your checks?
I want to see it. I would rather see it.
Yeah, I pull it back.
Okay, yeah. So as you guys pull it off, you see the stone sitting on the same little kind of bed box that had the soft velvet inner box inside part of the box that it sits on, and then that whole box sits on top of the pedestal with the runes on the bottom.
Okay, and I got an 18 on my investigation on the runes.
Okay, yeah. Nice. So you find you're kind of surprised by the fact that they left the stone in the same exact spot, that they didn't store it away, but it also comes to your knowledge, that's probably why they've had extra guards here. I mean, to protect this thing, because it's going on display tomorrow, so it's still going to be in the museum, and it's probably going to be a more fancier setup than it is currently. It looks like it's exactly in the same spot. There's no extra locks on it. There's no extra ways to hold it down. The arcana or the emblems at the bottom. What's the word I'm looking for? Ruins. The ruins at the bottom look exactly the same. It looks exactly as it did for the gala.
Anything I can gather from the runes, or is that something that I just don't know, or do I need to do a different check on?
I think Crag-Mug was doing an Arcana check. If you wanna do an Arcana check as well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9. You can't make out what the ruins actually are. You think you've seen one or two before because of your experience of doing some other stuff, but nothing clicks in your head this is definitely this when it's in this combination. There's about 8 of them on the bottom of this, and they're spaced out.
I got a 15 on it.
15. Okay, so you know that with the way that it's the ruins are circling the bottom, that it's definitely doing some kind of protection for this pedestal, and you get with a Arcana 15, you have a strong idea that when something is taken off this pedestal, something is going to happen. So it almost you get a very Indiana Jones feel that if you pull this off, something will take place.
Okay, now for the thing I've been waiting for. I want to cast Mend on the runes.
You want to cast
pedestal to fix it, because you said they were carved out and etched in there, right? So
yeah,
I want to kind of repair that. So mend the pedestal.
Okay, so and just tell me what mend exactly does again.
Okay, here, let me
While that research is going on, I'm kind of whispering over to Crag-Mug and going, "Guys, do you need fire? would fire help?
Burn the ruins.
Do you
Not
think?
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Stand
You let me know. I think you'd let me know when you need fire. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, you'll know when we need fire.
All right.
Okay, so this spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as broken chain linked to halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or leaking wineskin. As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
Okay.
The spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't be restored to such an object. So,
Okay. We're gonna do this just off the top of my head how I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna have you roll a 20-sided die. It said get rid because it says mending 1, and there is about 8 carvings in this. If you roll from like below a 10, it's only gonna take care of 1 of the carvings. If you get between 10 and 15, you'll take care about half of them. If you roll a 19 or a 20, I'll say that it clears up all the ruins.
it is also a cantrip, so I can keep casting it. But here, I got 17.
Ooh.
Okay. So about half of the ruins kind of, it just looks like the stone fills itself back in and becomes like smooth marble again, but spread out in like 4 corners, there are still 4 ruins on the pedestal. Those ruins also, as you did this cantrip, have kind of turned a orangish reddish color.
Oh, so hey, Raith, anything in your scriptures about this?
Do you need fire? Fire? No? Is that what you need? And like
Knowledge. We need your brain.
ready to throw stuff? Fire?
Need your idea brain.
No. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna scuttle over here. I can suggest doing a history check on how these runes may have worked in the past, or what sort of, because for Raith, the idea is he hasn't actually really seen a lot of times when prayers themselves have been etched into stones. So this sort of an idea. So it could be potentially religion from that idea. It could be history. I've got Arcana as well, but I think that's been kind of looked at already. So maybe a history check.
Yeah, sure.
On that, just to kind of look at it from a different angle.
Yeah, and as you're doing the history check, you hear commotion outside of the door. Of the guards are like they need more people downstairs. The downstairs, let's go, and like you hear 3 or 4 people kind of run past the door to the staircase, and you hear them going away from your direction. So something else has kind of brought more guards away from where you currently are.
With a +5 history, I got a 6.
Excellent. Yeah. These are shapes, and you've seen shapes in books before.
Okay, cool. So shapes have been known to be used throughout history, which is what I understand.
And
ways of transferring knowledge, whatever that knowledge may be, I'm not aware of right now.
Yeah.
Good talk.
And they're definitely man-made shapes.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And he's wondering would fire help? Is probably, because history's been filled with fires, some useful ones, some not so useful ones. That's about. He's sort of panicked at the moment, so he's like, so really his brain's not really working as academically as it normally would.
Oh yeah, on a nat 1 with a +5, 6, fire definitely will help this.
Yeah, so he's really excited. Like
you're pretty sure
as far as he's concerned, the guys have called him over because fire's the way to go.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that if you just burn the whole pedestal, then you won't have to worry about it. You'll be able to easily get the stone.
Yeah. So he looks excitedly over at Crag-Mug Ulysses.
Marble's not flammable.
Fire last resort. Let's try something quiet.
With how stressed out Raith is right now, fire can burn anything.
Yeah. Right.
He's
fire.
Crag-Mug goes, watch this, and very quickly very quickly pulls out the water skin from his bag, just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
So he's kind of panicked at the moment. Like he's really, really stressed. This is probably why the awful rolls.
Also, for anyone interested, give me or anyone that wants to give a perception check.
Yeah. Raith is definitely trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Dirty 20.
Oh, 20?
Dang. Okay.
23.
Damn. Okay.
Nice.
So you guys like when you pulled the thing off, the stone that was like a very deep green when you guys saw it during the gala has kind of turned into almost like a lighter green, and you can see into it, and you're seeing something kind of rotating itself around in there.
Yeah.
Almost if you picture like when people go get ultrasounds to see their baby, you can see that there's something in there very much moving.
Has the egg in any way cracked?
No, it is not. It's not.
To break.
It's not. Especially with these high of rolls. No, there's nothing. It looks exactly. The shape and form of it looks exactly the same. It's just the color has dimmed down, and you're able to now see a creature.
In a moment of fire may possibly not be the best way to go, but he doubts himself because fire sounds really, really useful right now. He's going to turn around to Ulysses and just go, the moment we start to see this thing crack, just keep mending it. Could be a way to almost at least give us some more time as best we can. So the moment make it where anybody starts seeing something, a tear or a break in this sense, keep mending this egg if possible. And yeah, so that's about the height of it. So we've seen the orangey glow of the runes. Fire is the color of red and orange, which helped his thinking earlier on when it came to fire being the way to go. And yeah, so no real idea of Raith doesn't really know what else to think. He's too panicked. He's not stressed. None of the books help.
Okay.
Oh my god, my books.
Crag-Mug turns to Ulysses. We're running out of time. I think we just need to make a move. Maybe he holds up the water skin. He's like, maybe I can swap.
Yeah, let's
Maybe we
try
can get this thing
swap.
out of here.
Yeah, I'm thinking swap and run, and if we cause a commotion, get him to fire the stairs, because I heard them all run downstairs.
Yeah.
So if he fires the stairs while we run out the roof and rope down.
But
if we
best
make a
move is
bunch
to
of
get back
noise.
up to the attic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So using
Ready.
sleight of
Fire.
hand. Is it? Wait. Hold on. Raith, hold on.
Go
And
put
then
the
using
sickle
sleight
out
of
the
hand,
door.
he's gonna try and move the water skin into the place and grab the egg out, Indiana Jones style.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
All right.
Hey, while he's doing that, Wraith, go grab the sickle out of the door.
14.
A 14. So as you take the jug of water, the water skin, you kind of do that like one hand towards the base of the stone, and you're trying to time it just right so that it's barely a second between you picking the stone up. As you scoop the stone up, the stone is a little more top heavy than you think, and it starts to kind of come out of your hand, and so you're almost doing a juggling act where you're trying to keep hold of the stone, but you slam the water thing down in its place, and you guys hear a kind of like the sound of locking happening as both the doors in the room instantly go, and it's just if they would have been open, they would have slammed shut. But because you guys were ginger about closing it, they were already closed. But you definitely hear a distinct of a locking noise happening to both the doors.
The vent.
But you have the stone.
Just like old times, huh, Ulysses?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pocket the stone first. And
So
then
it's a pretty large, like the stone is we'll say like it's like 2 feet high,
Stone size.
decent like it's more of a you're gonna need to carry it kind of in you don't have a big enough pocket in your jacket.
Is it light enough that I can carry it in one hand and keep another hand free?
Yeah.
I have a bag of holding. Raith has the bag of holding.
Bag of holding?
Bag of holding.
Holding.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to put it in the bag of holding?
Gonna very gently, not drop it in, very gently lower it in. Right.
I guess very quickly before I run to the vent, I'd like to investigate the lock mechanism, see if I can see anything where it might have locked, and any possible recourse I might have with possibly using Smithy's tools to just break it.
Yeah. So go ahead and give it an investigation.
Okay, so like I said, I'll just check it as I'm running by, and I just look. I'm thinking not a lot of time to waste, so I don't take a huge look at it.
Yeah, it definitely is, like, when you I think it was Crag-Mug or who was the one that closed the door.
I made it. I cracked it, but
Yeah, so it's definitely not cracked anymore. It is solid closed and looks quite sturdy.
Okay.
was there a vent in this room?
Yeah, there is the vent in the corner that leads out.
Okay.
I imagine I'll need some help getting up to it.
I got an idea. All right. Crag-Mug gets under the vent and laces his fingers, right?
Yeah.
He says, come on, like he motions to like he's gonna toss him up like an acrobat.
Yeah. Ulysses, you're to be tossed?
I'm ready to be
Yep.
taught. I thought this was gonna happen to get me on the roof, so this is way better than I thought.
Give me an athletics check.
Could I do an acrobatics
I think I
check?
can handle
Yeah, actually, yeah.
acrobatics.
Let's do acrobatics. Yeah, I like that.
Thank God. Fucking
15?
A. 12.
You
Fucking nice.
so because the from the floor to the vent is about 10 feet. So you give a good pop up there, and Ulysses you get your hands up into the like there's spaces in the vent covering, and you get your hands up into the vent, and you're kind of hanging on, but you will be able to pull that vent off because it's not very secured on there, and you can crawl in if you want to.
Okay. I'm gonna crawl in. Is it very long before I'm into the next room, or I'm able to see into the next room, or?
Yeah, the vent's about 5 feet long, so you can crawl you can crawl through, and the vent goes right back into the room that you were just in with the big Allosaurus dinosaur.
Okay. Can I see the door from the? So I don't think I'm big enough or strong enough to kick in that door to get them out.
I was wondering if we could all get.
So
up
you're
in the
bigger or
vent.
strong enough to open the door handle? Never mind, kick it.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah. I guess Crag-Mug could probably. Is this vent big enough for the other two, or?
No. I mean, they
Maybe
would get
Crag-Mug,
it. If they would get up in it, it would be a very slow process of like they would have to try to wiggle their way through, but it's been very difficult.
Okay.
This isn't working out the way I planned.
What? Things don't go as planned.
Well, we wouldn't know about that.
There's definitely no windows on this room.
No.
So none of these are external walls, because I know it's up against the side of the building, but none of them there's no external windows.
No. There's just two doors in the vent that Ulysses is currently in.
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay.
the roof in there was it marble or wood?
The ceiling is marble. The only wood is the attic.
Yeah, the attic floor.
Was there a way that Ulysses had looked into the room when he was in the attic the first time around? Like,
No.
had he looked down into the? No, he had.
No.
No, it was just
It
a
was-
solid floor.
Yeah, it's solid.
Okay.
It's basically
Right.
a wood floor of the attic, some spacing, and then a marble
Yeah,
ceiling.
Okay. Okay.
Can Crag-Mug try and lockpick the door that just sealed?
Yeah. Let's do a dex with you're using your thieves tools again.
Yes.
Do a dex.
Eight. I was so close.
Yeah, you put him in there and you start working, and this is not. It looks very simple, the lock, but like every movement you try to make to get it, you can almost feel like your hands getting reversed the opposite direction. Like it just, you could definitely tell magically that like you're not gonna get this easily opened. While you guys are thinking,
game on Vinverdi controls. Sorry, go ahead.
No. While you guys are thinking, let's go back to C.H.U.N.K. C.H.U.N.K, after you just had that interesting save from Trevon, what are your thoughts? Are you heading back to the museum? Are you going to be doing like kind of a lookout situation and wait for the guys? What is your thoughts after you just dodged the police?
Slowly making my way back. I am still concerned that the police may backtrack this way in case they feel they've missed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back to the museum, but I'm going to hide in the opposite alley. It's not the one I ran down, but the other one. Because obviously there's two sides to the museum. I've gone down one of them.
So originally you went down the street side. So you went down the sidewalk. Once you got a couple of blocks down, you cut through an alley. Trevon did tell you if you made a left or right and another left, it would get you back behind the museum again. If you wanted to be, if you wanted to get to a museum, back to the museum in a more not straight down the road kind of way.
Yes, sorry. That's what I meant, to follow his pathway. But take my time at doing it.
Okay. As you are starting your way back down the street, you hear kind of a little bit of a whimpering from down, you passing the steps again that you had tossed that gentleman down. He's not fully awake, but he's very much like, worst night ever.
Oh, I'm leaving him there.
You walk right past this poor man that started at drinking at 5 p.m. and now finds himself at the bottom of a stairwell with half a javelin in him and a broken jaw, and you continue up the alleyway. As you kind of making your way back, you're making lefts, making rights. Are you being somewhat stealthy about it as far as like checking around corners, or are you just on a whatever, if they spot me kind of walk back?
I'm not in a stealthy walk back because I'm fucking massive. I'm on a cautious walk back.
Yeah.
So I am taking my time. When I get to a corner, I'm peeking, but I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm doing full stealth. I am being cautious.
Yeah. So as as you're getting to get into corners, you're doing a kind of like a head peek out. Every once in a while you catch a person walking down the hallway, but again, very much trying to get out of the rain. You pass a drunk guy kind of slouched down, almost asleep in the alley, but no signs of any of the police officers. And you're kind of Mirandaing your way. The rain has gotten a little bit harder. And you make your left, your right, your left, and you are. As
the rain's gotten harder, I now have put my hood up to try and hide, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, the height thing.
The height thing, yeah.
So and then you eventually make the final right, and you are back in the behind the museum again. There's a couple like dumpsters, trash cans back there that you can kind of keep low. And if you want to wait for the other guys, or what is your next thought? Is C.H.U.N.K trying to make his way back in?
Well, I know there's no point in me making my way in because I don't trust the rope. It may hold, it may not hold, but we're not trying that because I've already caused enough commotion. The guys are pretty much on their own now. I'm waiting on them. But I'm gonna sort of lie down behind a dumpster. Not completely lie down, but you kind of get low enough that I can hide myself behind a dumpster.
Okay. Also, give me a quick perception check.
Perception. Good old -1. Perception. I perceive nothing. I rolled a 0.
Yeah, you just without even like checking your surroundings, seeing if there's any extra police coming or anything, you just dive basically behind the dumpster and just you kind of make yourself as small as you possibly can, but you pull a couple extra kind of trash bags up over you, like, and just you're very much, this is stealth mode for for a big old chunk.
With
Chunk,
that
yes.
perception check, he doesn't even know if he's in Bluff or not.
Yeah, yeah. And back up to the gemstone room. You just tried the door, picking the door. It didn't work.
The door is wooden, right?
It is.
Okay, so I'm gonna crawl to the vent so I can kind of converse with Crag-Mug. Okay, so
Raith has also noticed that the door is wood.
I can set the I can bonfire the door from the outside. You can use Crag-Mug, burn down the door, or if you want to lend me your thieves tools real quick, or I can try to disassemble the door handle and the lock using my smithy's tools.
You think it works better from the outside?
Possibly. It's worth at least another angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Crag-Mug will toss his thief's tools pouch up to Ulysses.
Yeah, you toss it right up into the vent. It kind of lands, and Ulysses, you now have them.
I like to think, even though they can't even crawl in there, that I'm walking upright back and forth down this vent. Okay, then yeah,
Small,
I'll
but
hop
I'm
out.
stout.
Yeah, I'll get to the door and try to pick the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a. Sorry. So as you pop out of the vent, and it is a 10-foot drop down to the floor below. Just give me a little quick athletics check. Just let's see how.
I feel like that could be acrobatics.
Hey, how does
that is flying through the air? And
Yeah.
then
Are you
the little flip and the little
okay?
curtsy
Yeah,
at
if
the
you're gonna put
bottom of the
pizzazz on
line.
it, I like it. Let's go with an athletics.
Oh no.
Or sorry, acrobatics. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I
Oh.
stand on the edge, flip, pirouette, and then perfect gymnast landing.
Yeah, and you.
Turn to all the judges.
Yeah, you absolutely stick. It would have been straight 10s across the board. We almost wish that there was a guard there to witness it because of how beautiful it was. Like it was almost like a swan dive from the edge of the vent. You do like a double flip. You land perfectly, hands up in the air. Unfortunately, no one saw how beautiful it was, but man, you nailed that 100%.
Nailed it. Hell yeah.
Okay, now to the door. Do
Yeah.
my dexterity.
Yep.
Dexterity or sleight of hand.
Dexterity.
Nope.
Yeah. So as you put like the tools in, you're not as great at picking locks. You usually let other people kind of handle it for you. So you've done like simpler type things, but not a magical door like this. So you get it in, you wiggle, you try for about 3, 4, 5 minutes while the guys inside are just kind of patiently waiting to see, and nothing happens. It's not fighting you, but you literally you can't get it unlocked.
Now, how about
Raith-
using my tools to... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to have an idea. If we think that the pedestal is weight-based, right? Maybe the water skin was the wrong weight. So possibly go over and lean on the pedestal. Like, in a way, almost, like you're almost like adding a bit of gradual weight to it to see if there's a certain weight that matches what the egg was. Like Crag-Mug might be able to try, if you put the egg back on it, does it unlock the door? Sort of way.
Yeah.
You put it on, put the egg back on, unlock the door from the other side. Ulysses can then do something to try to hold it open or put something in the way, or if that's maybe what set it off, we could at least figure out if it's weight based or if it's just the fact that it's been taken away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll scramble over to the pedestal and push on it.
Yeah. So do you both go over, or who's like
I'm
how?
gonna stick by the door.
Okay, so
So I suggested the Crag-Mug either lean on it or putting the egg itself back on and seeing if it's the exact weight of the egg. Like if it is the weight of the egg that set it off, or if it's just the fact that the egg has been taken away or something. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll take the egg back over with me.
okay, yeah. So as you pull the egg out, you hand it over to Crag-Mug. You get this almost feel of like a come off the egg, almost like a light breeze of just kind of like a. And as you walk over to take it back to its spot, you feel like you are a little off balance, Crag-Mug. Like you're walking a little faster than you expected. But you get straight over there, and you have the stone. Are you gonna make the switch? Are you gonna put the stone on, leave the water? What's your thought?
I'll switch them out completely.
Okay, so you're just doing a swap of the exact opposite of what just happened. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
the water's gonna.
you put the stone down, you pick the water up, you hear like click, and it sounds like the doors have unlocked.
So
Point. I hear that as well. I'm at the door, so I'm going to say that to Ulysses, kind of like under the door, or try to open it. I got to pull my sickle out, because that was also in there as well. Got to pull the sickle out, get it open. Say to Ulysses, he goes, right, we got to do something to keep this door open now. And almost say to Crag-Mug, it is grab it and run. So whatever we can do to kind of get in the way of that. I've got, what have I got in my inventory? I've got my shield. I've got my big ass shield. Beautiful plated shield. I'm thinking of putting the shield in the path of the doorway.
Not the shield.
While he's trying that, what I'm gonna do is run up to the roof and grab the lowest section of rope, in case that doesn't work or the lock goes right through the shield. Then I'm thinking get everybody out of the room, tie up a rope around the stone, and pull it out from the vent.
Okay.
Love it.
In case your shield idea doesn't work, then we got two things in motion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Cool.
lift the stone again and see what happens to the door.
Okay, did you do the shield thing, or
I did the shield, but I'm staying on this side of the door, so I'm not outside the room.
okay? So yeah, the moment you picked you must have opened the door though, right? Because it was
So
and then you
I
just
pulled-
kind of
pulled the
propped it
sickle
against
out,
it.
Opened it, said to Ulysses, and then that's when Ulysses ran off with the rope idea, and I'm standing in the doorway. I'm basically trying to brace the shield between what would be the edge of the wall and the door itself along the path that it would be coming.
Okay. So as you pick the stone back up, the door, one's already closed. You hear it do the instant lock sound. The one that you propped up goes to close with a ton of force and bends your shield. You hear this, but it holds, and there's a gap. But it is it's very much a lot of pressure pushing against the shield.
Yeah.
So the shield stopped it, but is.
Just to check, I have a 5-pound crowbar in my supplies. Could I drop the crowbar on there real quick just to see if anything changes?
You put the crowbar on
the
and
pedestal, just to see.
Yeah. So you can tell the door is pushing really, really hard against the shield, really, really hard against the shield, and then you put the 5-pound.
We gotta go.
You put the
gotta go.
You put the 5-pound crowbar on there, and the door relaxes a little bit. It's still up against, but it's not as much force as it was before.
Okay.
So also as I start running up, I want to cast Entangle at the top of the stairs. So in case anybody comes running up after us, they've got to go through rough terrain on their way to come to us.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast Entangle? What does it look like for Ulysses?
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square. So I'm just going to go to the very top of the stairs. So they'd have to be partway up to see it. But grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square from a point within a range. And I want to, just kind of so it's just at the top of the stairs, possibly some of the next room or outside a bit.
Okay. So you cast Entangle. It's called Entangled, correct?
Yeah.
You cast Entangle, and these from with like it's not breaking up through the marble. It's literally growing on top of the marble. These vines and leaves, and just kind of start weaving their ways. So the staircase is, we'll say, 10 feet wide. They just kind of weave their way across, and kind of almost what looks like a fence of entangled weeds kind of blocks the top of the stairwell. You can still see over it. You can see through it because they're not perfectly closed off, but you've definitely made an obstacle at the top of the stairs.
Okay, yeah, that's just in case anybody starts chasing after us. I want to
Crag-Mug.
make sure.
We gotta
Crag-Mug's
go.
ready to go. Oh, he's totally ready to go. He's like, bag, and he puts the
I-
egg back in the
yeah.
bag.
In the bag, slide underneath the shield. Both get to the other side of the shield. I'd like to try to pull the shield out because it's a little bit less
Yeah.
taut.
I'm gonna give him a helping hand because I know how much
yeah.
the shield means.
Yeah,
to
go
him.
ahead and roll roll athletics, but with advantage since you're getting help from Crag-Mug. Crag, you don't have to roll.
16 and 17. Literally my best rolls on my worst stats. It's like, I love this shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have such an affinity for that shield, and you both get your hands on it. You're pulling it, and it's very much scraping off a lot of the nice carving on the front, and the center of it has kind of like a bend, like a very noticeable bend to it. But you get it out, and the door gently closes.
Gently close. And I'm just going to, we're at the door and we're just bolting it up the side here towards the toilets and stuff. Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to quickly grab all you guys so I can copy it and move you back to the other.
Here we go. Let's go.
Oh. I had left you there from last time. Can you still move those? Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I guess I would be ahead, and yeah, they see the.
So, as you guys leave that door, you round the corner, and you kind of hear like a coming from one of the stalls as you guys are making a run past it.
No.
It doesn't sound like a person going to the bathroom. It sounds very much like someone in pain. They got hurt or something bad has happened.
Raith has to check it out. I'm sorry. Raith has, he's a cleric. There's someone in pain. Raith has to check it out. Which
He's
stall?
not an oath breaker.
Yeah. We'll say the second stall in. Does the other two
Second
guys
stall in.
wait for him, or do you guys head on
I'll
up?
Notice at the foot of the stairs. Obviously, I'll notice that Raith's gone because he's holding the loot. But I'll stand at the base.
Yeah. Raith's original idea of why he was even paying attention was he thought he was going to use the fire on one of the toilets to set off a bunch of smoke and kind of cover that exit, which is the only thing that actually caused that bit of hesitation to actually hear the sound.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's going to open it up. He's going to stick his head in.
Yeah. You whip open the door and sitting back on the toilet with 3 arrows coming out of his chest and stomach, blood kind of coming down, blood coming out of his mouth. You see Clark. Clark makes eye contact with you. You were the one stealing it. Why did you steal it? And you can see just the absolute pain and the fear in his eyes, realizing someone that he looked up to. You were so kind to him earlier, and you must have been a part of the person that did this to him. As 3 arrows, he goes, why is just a stone?
Yeah, and I'm gonna look Clark right in the eye and go, Clark, if I was in on this, why would I be trying to see if the only witness had seen me here right now? And I'm going to use Cure Wounds on him to heal him if I can.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that for... Oh, I got a good roll there. 15 points of damage. Or 15 HP.
Yeah,
So
yes.
that's a max roll. Clark means it to me.
You pull the arrows out as you're doing the heal.
Yeah.
Everything comes back together, and he's like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you hurt me and then try to kill me just to bring me back? You and those other jerks just came out of you. Wait, I didn't see you though. Did you send them here?
Clark, I can honestly say I had nothing to do with why you were hurt here today. and I know honestly nothing about any other group looking to get the stone.
Just get away from me! And he sprints out the stall and he tries to go make a run for the stairwell, which now is entangled with a bunch of vines. And he panics. He's like, "You just don't want me to leave!" And he's just like, he runs down this opposite hallway, which would wrap around into the cafeteria. But he takes off completely in fear of that you're and completely confused because he went from getting shot with 3 arrows to suddenly healed.
Yep.
Right, we gotta go.
All right.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Gotta go.
Are you gonna
begrudgingly.
smoke up that hallway or?
My lust for fire is gone a little bit now. It's probably that, if anything, that's kind of knocked me back into my senses. It got me back into my rhythm of, the idea of my shield being damaged and getting out of the room. So I'll do it if you say it. At the end of the day, you guys seem like the pros more than I am.
Crag-Mug's going to take his ball bearings. He's going to take his bag. He's got like 1,000 of them, but he's going to pour like half of them out onto the ground right underneath the stairwell. So if anybody tries to follow, they, slip and fall. It's Home Alone, basically.
Yeah, very, very Home Alone. Just
You putting pin pots on top of it?
I studied before this session. He's going to dump out half of them.
Okay.
Yep.
Run up the stairs.
Okay.
Yep. So
And then I'm gonna cast bonfire on the door handle, going up to the
Bonfire.
just on the door handle.
just on the door handle of the door that's already open in the attic.
Yeah, after we close it behind us.
Okay. So
No,
all right.
I don't think I can't focus it in that hard. That would be nice though.
Okay. So yeah. So you basically just throw, because it's a 10. Isn't it like a 10-foot square?
Hey,
Bonfire?
bonfire? Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
think
the
so.
bonfire.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say you cast a 10-foot fire in the only wood flooring space of the entire building, but if you want to.
No,
All right. So you get.
I am. Oh, sorry. I am thinking about using fog cloud after we get out of the attic, but that's the closest thing. I'll kind of run that by Crag-Mug. Like, do we fog this or are we good?
I don't hear anything. If anybody's following us, we'll hear them at the stairs.
Yeah. Good call.
Okay.
I'll save my spell slot.
So you guys all come up. Get rid of
Maybe on
that.
the outside.
I'm just gonna. You guys can. I think you can move
Let's just
those.
get out of here.
Yeah. So you
let's
guys,
just get out of here.
you guys up to the attic. You guys each pop back out the skylight, and you're back on the roof.
Okay. Yeah. Throw the rope back down, and well, I assume the rope's still there, and throw it back down the side of the building.
It is still there, but it is already over the side and down.
Oh. Well, that's a bit disconcerting.
Wow, something's wrong.
Yeah,
we
I'm
still gotta go.
definitely gonna
I think we just
want
get
to.
hissed. Yeah.
Is it the same? Because I know before I went down, I tried to obscure the rope. So, is it thrown down the same area that we had it before?
Yeah, it's going over the same wall down to the back.
Okay.
If C.H.U.N.K had rolled anything, he would have noticed it. but
Can I now roll again now back in the roof?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can roll again.
Okay, yeah, because I want to check this out, so I want to see.
Does a
I
6
wanna do
tell
it.
me
Really?
anything?
Yeah.
I would think my
You-
22 lets me.
When you peek your head out, you see the rope that it is back down, C.H.U.N.K, and your assumption is that just means the guys are about to come back. That they're coming to meet you.
Okay.
Now, what did I see with my 22?
Oh, with your 22, it is tied exactly the same way as you did investigation, right? Or perception. So,
Yeah.
it's tied exactly the same way that you had it. It doesn't look like it was like tampered with. Simply the rope was uncurled. It was thrown back over the side. It looks exactly the same as when you guys had climbed up it.
If I can see that Ulysses. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Something's
I was just asking Ulysses directly if this was him, if he left it like this.
No, I had it curled up here. I had curled and hidden before we went down.
Okay.
Something doesn't pass the sniff test.
Yeah.
I'll go down. Crag-Mug volunteers to go first. What's up, Raith?
Yeah. Raith is just thinking at that point, if Ulysses is worried about that, He's going to say about Clark being in the bathroom and the fact that he had arrows in him. So unless C.H.U.N.K has started hitting people with arrows, we're not the only ones here tonight trying to get this egg. So Raith doesn't think we're alone on this heist. But he's still he's a weird combination of anxious just to get off the roof, but saddened by Clark. And confused. He just wants to. So Raith isn't really waiting around, so he's going to go second down the rope.
Crag-Mug,
after he says that, I'll just bring up. You think it's possible that the guards went downstairs and it wasn't because of C.H.U.N.K?
I think I'd prefer not to discuss it on the roof.
There's honestly no way to tell, right?
That's Raith is kind of that sort of anxious energy, so he's probably a little bit snippy. He's like, I just want to get off the roof and then we can talk later.
I'm gonna go down the rope, but with one of my 2 daggers drawn, so like ready in case we get ambushed immediately.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. You don't have to do a stealth one this time because you guys are, you're making your way down.
I'm gonna ready darts. I'm gonna ready some darts in my hand at the top of the rope and just kind of keep an eye on him as he slides down.
Okay.
Can someone remember my javelin, please?
I guess
Nat 20.
A nat 20. You go down that rope like an absolute G. Like you have a hold of it. You're kind of rock climbing, bouncing off the wall perfectly. You even have it with a dagger in one hand. Like it's very easy for you to get down. The rope is, we'll say, wetter because it has been up in the rain and the rain has gotten heavier as the time has gone by. Also, as you had gotten to the top, as you guys had came out onto the roof, you did hear, I forgot to mention, you heard the church bells ringing that it was 11. So we're getting closer to our midnight time. Anyway, you go perfectly down the rope. Your feet hit the ground. C.H.U.N.K, do you come out from your hidey spot? Nah,
well, have I heard it? That's the question.
With a 6, you saw the rope and you were expecting them to come down, so you were kind of still behind your spot. But how tall you are, you could look over the dumpster and see that the first person, which you recognize the purple outfit, is Crag-Mug coming down.
Okay, so I make my way over then.
Okay, so Crag-Mug, you got the grit.
I was immediately after Crag-Mug coming down the rope, and I got a 6.
Yeah. So as you go over the edge, you have both hands on, but again, you don't like heights very much. And as you kind of push off the wall, you try to do what he did, and with the rope being wetter, you just start sliding, and your hands are burning, and you're coming down.
I was thinking the same. I was like, definitely getting hand burned.
Yeah,
like
you're coming down at a very uncomfortable speed.
Can I try and save him as he's going to crash into the ground?
Absolutely, yeah.
Strength check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would that be strength? Would it?
Yeah.
For obviously, I'm moving out, and I hear the
Yeah, it's very like oh.
So I was a bit weary of Raith at the start because he was all holy and shit, and that's just who C.H.U.N.K is. But after he came to me to the pub and helped me, and he took an interest in sports ball, I've got a bit of an affinity for him now. So I'm like, oh no, I gotta save him. So I roll. I roll a 7.
So as like he burns his way halfway down, he gets to the bottom third, and at that point the rope comes out of his hands, and he's kind of just in a free fall. C.H.U.N.K, you put your hands up to try to make a catch on him, and he hits your hands, hits your shoulder, but you don't quite catch him, and he rolls off and hits the ground. And Raith, you're gonna take 2 points of damage for the contact of hitting the ground from such a high fall.
I'm interested in what it would have been if you didn't.
If it would have been very bad if C.H.U.N.K had not come out from his hidey spot. That's so.
Thanks.
Crag-Mug just notices he falls over his head, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
So Ulysses, you just witnessed Crag-Mug just perfectly slide down like he's done this his every single day to get out of bed and go down for breakfast. Like absolutely crushes it, and then you see Raith almost completely botch and hurt himself really bad. Where if the big old chunk wasn't there to make a helping grab.
I've got you, little guy. You fall.
All right.
So what I want to do is I want to start cutting through the rope before I go down. Not enough that it's going to slice it, but enough that when I get to the bottom, Chunk can give a good pull and just pull the rope out completely.
Okay. Are you...
Before I slide down, and knowing that he's down there and on the ready makes me feel a bit safer doing it.
Okay.
Knowing that, you know, how big he is and how little I am, that I've got some chance to not die if I misjudge it and cut the rope too much.
Okay. So is your goal to just sever the rope so no one can use it again, or are you trying to get the javelin back?
You know, out of game, I want the javelin back, but in game, I never thought about the javelin. So
okay.
I'm just cutting the rope so it doesn't look like there's any evidence that we used the rope to get up there.
Okay. So go ahead and give me an athletics check. And go ahead and do it with advantage. I really like the way you thought this through about with the rope. So
I'm glad that was advantage.
Yeah. So
13.
So as you're setting up and you said you're cutting through the rope, right? You walked up to the edge and you started doing a cut on like the edge port. Like you were about to start cutting on the edge of where the rope is rubbing, and then you're like, oh wait, if I'm going down, and then you go back closer to the windowsill and kind of give it a little bit of a cut there. You grab the rope. You start making your way down. Again, the rope is kind of slippy. The stone is kind of slippy, and you're swinging a little bit back and forth because of your low weight. But you get down to the ground and you land. And then with the you give it kind of like a double pull, and then pull real hard, and you see it breaks up top and comes down. So you left the javelin and part of the rope kind of wrapped around the window or the skylight up top, but you have a majority of the rest of the tied rope now plummeting down and lands in front of you guys.
Did anyone get my javelin?
Oh, sorry, buddy, I forgot about it.
Because I'm now down 2 javelins. Shit.
Crag-Mug's going to put his hand on.
Javelin?
We'll not talk about the other javelin right now. And that's a story for tomorrow.
Yeah, Raith is gonna get up and just look at Chunk and just go, "Thank you."
I mean,
just
I could have tried harder, but okay. You came down
Crag-Mug
quite
goes,
quick.
shit, my sword.
the gods, you were here.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Yeah, that's right. No one grab that sword.
Shit.
I'm just gonna look at him like, I took care of my evidence. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, there's so up on the roof, the skylight is still propped open with a sword in it, and wrapped around the base is javelin.
So you forgot your sword
And we've
too?
a witness. And we've a witness.
Oh,
yeah, I made sure we had a witness.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Who knows your face?
Yeah.
Yeah, we planned this, right?
Yay.
You guys suck
Best
at crime.
heist ever.
So
Well,
you guys have your
Chunk here without us knowing had half the police know he was here.
Police. Boys, I have a story to tell you tomorrow.
as you guys kind of land all together on the ground again. The stone being back in the bag, you get this still sense of a pulse of like an energy coming off of it, and each of you guys, even though the rope thing down was somewhat of a adventure, you all feel very hyped up. Like you can feel your heart rate beating. You're a little over anxious all of a sudden, and you just have this feeling of like, okay, we just did that. We just did, that kind of energy. But you all know that you need to. But you guys all know that you
go to Dr. Dannell. Yeah.
You need to meet Dr. Dannell in the alley. So so you guys break over towards the alley. Let me get it so you guys can see it.
Yeah, I brewed my coffee with Red Bull. I made it halfway to work before I realized I forgot my car.
All right.
I take out.
Dr.
If
Dannell,
I was to
can we
take out the
trust her?
egg, I'm gonna remind Ulysses about potentially mending the egg.
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
idea
just
that had
cast
earlier on.
mend on the egg just to.
Yeah. Again, it has like a lighter glow to it, but you do know that you can still see the thing kind of moving around in it. You guys come here into the alley. You see Dr. Dannell just down the way, kind of like at a junction of another alley, but the lights, there's like some torches kind of in the alley that light up where you guys are, but for some reason it's the torches down by her are kind of extinguished, but you could see just from her nature that that is her down that way.
Yeah.
As you guys
I sort of speak it like going, why is it dark in the corner?
as you guys step kind of 2 steps further into the alley, from behind you, you hear a voice go, "You have something that belongs to us."
I want to cast bonfire on the far end of the alley.
Yeah. You light up
right,
like
yeah, light up right there.
yeah. So just right past Dr. Dannell, who just like is like woof, as the fire goes past her and kind of hits the just random stone in the middle, or like a stone walkway in the middle of the alley. This bonfire kind of picks up, and at the same time of you casting that, you heard a gentleman voice behind you say, "You have something that belongs to us."
Moff Gideon's here.
And
Behind us.
Something I
Ulysses
want.
just freaked out. Went fuck. Boom. Bonfire over there.
and a group of 4 people step up behind you. The guy that spoke is this good-looking elf gentleman,
Fucking Homelander.
about 6 foot tall, and he has his sword drawn. The woman behind him has her bow drawn. This person has a spear. The big orc is carrying a mace, and he says, "We're going to be needing that egg." At the same time, you notice Alda steps out behind Dr. Dannell and has a small dagger up against her ribs.
Damn.
You're going to hand us that stone now. I'm going to have everybody roll for initiative.
Part of me wants to give the egg to C.H.U.N.K, have him run, and C.H.U.N.K can be the thing's daddy. Raise the child, C.H.U.N.K.
I rolled a sweet 5 there. Whoa, 6.
16.
Okay. So, again, these guys, they have their swords drawn, and they are demanding that you give the egg to them right now, or suffer the consequences. We are getting paid one way or another.
As we ready for battle,
Just
I'm
bring
gonna
it,
look to
bitches.
see who of us is farthest away, and tell him to protect, and tell it looks like Crag-Mug to protect it.
To protect the egg? Or the stone, I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Crag-Mug, even though I know Raith has it, I just kind of want to audibly tell Crag-Mug to protect it because that gets him away from. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah,
It gets him from going after Raith first, who just happens to be right there.
yeah. So because you guys put the stone in the bag, they obviously don't have visuals on who has it. They just are aware that you guys do have it. So this guy, did you make eye contact, or do you just say the name Crag-Mug?
I look back, kind of mouth sorry, and then say, "Protect the egg."
Okay. Since you did it out loud, and he saw who you made an indication towards, he is gonna push past you guys and is gonna try and take a swing with his sword at Crag-Mug.
Attack of opportunity for Raith.
Oh yeah, go
that's
ahead.
Ooh.
So let me for that. So this was my mace.
Tell me the number.
That's a 21.
Okay, yeah. You definitely you hit him as he kind of brushes past you. he almost he has this very arrogance about him that like
Yeah.
he thinks you guys are just gonna back down to what he wants. So he just started making a beeline. What does it look like as you attacked him?
Yeah, I'm swinging for his leg.
Okay.
I want to take out his mobility.
Yeah, you definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Ooh, max damage. That's a 6. 6 right to the knee. The Leviatar.
You pop him straight in the knee, and he's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And instead turns his attention at you for swinging at him, and he's gonna instead, or no, I'm sorry, I'm gonna break out of. Can someone turn back to someone that had an opportunity?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he moves, so like it's not like he did an attack and then he's trying to do a second attack. So basically just treat it as his attack roll. So yeah, you can try to hit me.
Okay. Let me do this. Okay. So he rolls. Does a 10 does not hit you, right?
10 does not hit.
Yeah.
So it bangs off the shield.
Yeah.
So it connects with the shield right to the thing. He's a bit erratic of a swing back, and it's pretty much easy for me because he's taking a big whack to the knee, so I can block it.
And you could tell by his movement that he is definitely has training in fighting, because as soon as you hit, he does like a quick like swing instant back, like he like that he's trained to do this. But you get your shield up in time and absolutely block it.
Okay, fantastic.
This girl behind him, this girl here, is gonna pull out, has her bow out, and because get rid of this, is gonna take a shot at you as well, Raith, since you just basically took a shot at her leader. She completely misses with her arrow. It goes straight over your head and goes kind of further down the alley and kind of just hits in the middle of the alley. Terrible roll.
Probably just the way I had to bend to get that reaction block is, so it probably wasn't even a conscious mover. It was just an outright miss.
Yeah. And then next up is Ulysses.
All right. I am going to. I love bonfire. I'm gonna bonfire the leader, dude.
Yeah.
So he has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw, otherwise he takes 1d8 damage.
Dex saving.
And if he's wearing flammable clothing, those are gonna catch.
And what does he have to beat for Dex?
Oh no, where's my spell save? 12.
Why can't I not see what I want? Oh, I can just do it this way. Sorry. I'm dumb. Yeah, he beats it. So he rolled a 18. And so you say he still takes damage, or if he would have failed?
If he passes, he doesn't take any damage. But if he's wearing any flammable clothes like cloth or anything, they'll catch fire.
Yeah,
which I guess would be your discretion on how to handle that. But also, anytime he starts a turn, he needs to starts or ends a turn in there. He needs to. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, whenever he starts a turn in there, he needs to make another dex saving throw to pass in there. So before he moves out, his next turn.
Yeah. So as he did attack on Raith, you shot this fire over towards him, and he ducked it, but he's wearing a robe, kind of a hooded outfit that to help with his stealth, and he tries to dodge it, and you catch his sleeve. And part of his sleeve is now burning. He's like, and he's a little bit panicked seeing the fire start.
Okay, and from there, I'm gonna just kind of run back to this big happy fella because he makes me feel bigger, just knowing that he's got my back.
Yep.
You may have made a mistake there.
Any other?
Because of what I planned.
I'm gonna use Ulysses. Grab your sword.
He's gonna be a javelin.
Wait a minute. That's not what I was planning.
And I can't use 2-weapon fighting if I use a spell on my action, can I?
So
Counts.
you
Yeah.
no, you used your spell as an action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have
if I
any
wanna
bonus
do
action that you
two-weapon-
wanted to do, or
No, 2-weapon fighting is my only, and I use the spell. So no, I'm just gonna movement kind of away and put the biggest guy in the room between me and the other target.
also are you guys able to see the lines that divide? Like, can you see the grid against the stone?
see
It's
the
a
grid,
little
yeah.
difficult. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys track your distance as far as movement. If you go 30
Yeah,
feet,
fine.
then
Yeah.
every spot's
Yeah.
5, just so that I don't have to pay attention to that.
Can you also then move the turn order?
I can move it
Yeah.
on mine.
Yes,
Can you-
here, sorry.
We can. It just keeps us
Bam.
in case I tune out.
There we go. So we're on
I'm
Crag-Mug.
able to do that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Crag-Mug, you're up. You-
So are you saying every stone is 5 feet? Every grid?
Every square
Every
is 5
square
is
is
5
5
feet of
square,
space.
All right. Crag-Mug is going to. How high up is that torch on the wall? Can he reach it?
Yeah, if you jump up, you can reach the torch. Yeah.
Cool. He's gonna reach up and either hit it with his weapon, either to break it or to knock it down. So
Okay.
it goes out on the ground. I assume it's still wet
Yeah.
from the rain.
Yeah. It's so it kind of has has like a magical fire to it where it's a continuous fire that burns regardless if it's getting rained on or not. But if you when you knock it off of from its stand and like, did you say you hit it with your weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you did that and splits, the magical effect breaks and it instantly goes out, almost like breaking a light bulb.
Okay. And now hopefully with it being darker, can enter stealth.
Okay.
Do I roll a stealth check for that?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Don't forget
12.
there is a human torch too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
his-
trying to keep my distance
He's
from him.
he's a little distracted, but on a 12, where are you trying to move to with your stealth?
Well, I was gonna try and move to get behind them, but I might wait for them to get a little bit further up. So I'll move back a little bit.
Okay.
So I was here. So moved about 5 feet to get the torch, and then about 10 feet back.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust that you guys are your movement distance for now, just so
Yeah.
I can focus on all the battle stuff for y'all. But
Most of
Yeah,
us
so
are 6
it-
squares.
In total, I moved about 15 feet.
okay, now if you sprint 100 feet down the alley, I'm gonna probably say that doesn't work. But yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I could probably make that. 15, 20, 20,
And then,
35. Because I've dash, I can make that.
Any bonus actions you're thinking of?
If I use my action to attack the torch, then I'll use a bonus action to draw my short bow.
I'll say attacking the torch was a bonus action, so you can do a regular action.
Okay.
It was just you were simply hitting a thing off the wall. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like a free
Yeah.
action. Yeah,
Free
it's just
action,
interacting with
okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay. Can I use a bonus action to draw my short bow and an action to fire?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. And I'll fire. I'll go ahead and just fire on the guy in front of Raith. He's distracted by his clothes lighting up.
Go ahead and take the shot.
So that is an 18 to hit
That hits.
and 5 damage.
So this guy has got hit in the knee, tried to attack somebody, missed. Attacked Raith and missed. He now has his sleeve is on fire, and you just shot a bow into him, and it hits him like he kind of had that arm up that he was trying to wave the fire out. You hit him like right in the armpit of that arm with the bow, and he's like, "Oh, damn it! Why? Just give us the stone."
Apparently he's just turned into like Jim Carrey for me.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I should have asked if I hit him from stealth. Do I do a crit, or like, what's the deal? I actually don't know much about stealth.
What does it say when you click on it?
Um,
I can pull your thing up too.
actually doesn't say anything about stealth specifically. Sneak attack. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to a creature you hit.
There you go. So yeah, go ahead and roll a d6.
An extra 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Did it? Sorry, it does actually say that you did 5 piercing damage and sneak attack damage on 20.
Oh, did
Is
it?
that what that is?
Oh, 5
I
piercing
don't know.
plus 4.
Oh yeah, it says
Yeah.
it says 9 damage.
Very
on
good.
mine.
Ah. So
That was
Okay,
nine.
so it's not.
Yeah.
so it already calculated. So I need to take another 4 away.
That's funny. It did it on roll 20, but it only showed me the non-sneak attack damage on
okay.
D&D Beyond.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Okay. Thanks for checking that. So yeah, so this
I've just seen it.
this leader guy who stepped up with a lot of confidence is getting smacked around. He and I kind of had to describe them at the start. So this guy, very much elf, good-looking guy. He kind of has that air about him that he gets what he wants when he wants it. The girl that shot the arrow, it has just this kind of crazy look in her eyes, but she is, as he's getting hurt, you can tell she's getting concerned that there's probably some kind of, connection between those two. This big old orc dude here, even though he's an orc, he's oddly well kept. He has very nice hair braided in like very fine braid. He has his hood thing like down, and he's letting the rain come down. But for an orc, he's a damn good looking orc. Like you tell he kind of keeps up with himself. And then this other elf girl in the back just has dead stare eyes. She's just here to fuck whoever up that gets in her way. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's kind of the crowd. So we are on to Raith.
She's like that little guy. You don't wanna miss it when she finally attacks.
Okay. Raith is basically going to use his movement to kind of side shuffle to this side of the leader. He knows that the bolt came in from Crag-Mug, but he's got to create separation from these guys, or he's going to get swarmed very, very quickly. And basically, he's just going to try to strike almost with like an uppercut style with the mace. He's keeping the shield in front of him, so it's just a normal attack.
Yep.
With his mace, and let's go for a hit on that. Oh, yep, bingo, 20.
Nat 20.
No.
Oh.
No, 18 plus 2.
Okay, dirty 20, but still, yeah. You absolutely hit.
Dirty 20 for another 4 points of damage.
All right.
Oh, that hasn't come up yet.
That's fair night.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So uppercut style, right on the thing. He's distracted. He's got the pierced right underneath the arm. As he's like, just smack right on the chin.
You hear a crunch of like he has like a very like pristine smile. You definitely have just hit his jaw and a bunch of his teeth just like crunch in his mouth, and he's like,
Yeah, ain't so pretty no more.
Yeah.
Any more movement or bonus actions?
No, that's his. He's just keeping the defensive thing. He knows he doesn't want to move out of the sort of the range. He's moved himself in a way that he doesn't feel as likely to be swarmed, or not as easily swarmed by anybody else. So that's enough for him. He's just kept his position. He's kind of maintained the front line with his shield.
And even though he didn't mean to, he did kind of fall into my plan of making them think Crag-Mug has the egg.
It's very much
like you went to go shield him.
It's very very much like a fumble Ruski type thing where like who has it, who doesn't have it, like
yeah. So cool. And that's Raith's go. That's all he needs.
Okay.
So
go ahead, Chunk.
All right, let's go. So, can I do my bonus action first?
Yeah.
All right, I am going to enter rage.
Okay.
As I always do, because why not?
What does it look like as Chunk goes into rage?
Egyptian rage.
Bring it!
Yep. All right.
So that allows me to have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. When I make a melee damage, I gain +2.
Okay.
It's just a +2, flat +2 because I'm level 1. I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. I think that is half damage to any attack, basically, and that lasts for 10 rounds. So now I'm in rage. I'm going after Pretty Boy because he's just attacked my new best friend.
The absolute arc that you two have gone on is it's something to bring tears to the eye.
So obviously, once Pretty Boy started speaking, I've drawn taken out my Lightbringer and my Morningstar, so I'm rocking both maces here. and I'm right in his face here, so I'm going to try and attack him with my Lightbringer.
Okay.
Um,
Gun roll.
let's see, and I hit him for it's a 16.
Yeah. You
Void
you
range
hit.
damage.
So that hits.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll for the damage. I do 6 plus 2, so I do 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yep.
So
So the plus 2 is my extra rage damage.
Yeah.
And just since I've still a bit of movement left, I'm going to just position myself a little bit beside Raith. I'm just going to pull back a little bit so we're sort of in a wall.
as this guy just took a uppercut from Raith, this big chunk comes over with his own mace, and you smack into his side with enough force that he bumps into the wall of the alley and just like a full rib shot, and he's like, God, somebody help, because the rest of these three back here are just watching him get absolutely rocked. and yeah, so that was a great hit on him.
By the way, did he so saying that you're saying he got smacked into the bonfire?
No, the
Does
bonfire.
he take damage from the wall?
The bonfire is so you threw 2 bonfires, didn't you? Because you put one randomly down here in the back of the alley, right?
Yeah.
Which is very like movie cinematic. Is like fire is up behind Alda and Dr. Dannell as she holds a dagger to Dr. Dannell, and this fight's going down on this side. But you also put bonfire on his sleeve, right? And you said when he moves out of the space, bonfire is 10 foot, right?
That's 5 feet. It's 5 feet, but since he got knocked out, it's if he starts his turn in it.
Okay. Yeah, so
he starts his turn, so he doesn't have to roll his dex save for the next turn anymore.
Yeah, so he got bumped 5 feet into, and he's up kind of against the alleyway wall.
Did the wall do damage to him?
No, it didn't. All right. Finally, this the orc guy back here
is a sponge.
He's looking, but I will say he's definitely looking pretty fucked up from what you guys have done so far to him. He's definitely bloody. Teeth are missing. His sleeve was just recently on fire. Like he's looking fucked up. So the orc guy, seeing the big old chunk run over here, runs up to Chunk with his in his face. He has his own mace, and he's ready to take a swing at Chunk to get some retribution in.
Mm-hmm.
And he swing, even though you're a very large guy, he goes to swing at you, and the wet gravel of this alleyway kind of catches his foot, and he more like almost if it looks like you're throwing a football but with your non-dominant hand. He does kind of like this and like swings it past, just swings past you. It doesn't even make contact.
Okay.
He kind of goes into like hands on his knee. He swung that hard that he like bends, kind of doubles himself over, and just like looks up at you like angry and embarrassed at the same time of what you see on his face. It's just like, how did I miss such a big fucking target? And it's just like now
quarterbacks that are battling you, boy.
We go to this the other elf woman back here who has the bow. She's gonna fire at Ulysses. And she just has this absolute like dead stare at you as she pulls it back and lets the arrow go. The arrow zooms right past you. Like she overestimated your size, and it like goes right past your hood, skits down the alley, and goes into the bonfire. Now there's just an arrow burning in the bonfire way in the back.
It's hard to shoot a Funko Pop sized human, so
she doesn't show embarrassment though. She just it's like it didn't even phase her. It's like it didn't even happen. She just shot, missed, and just just cold dead stares you down. Back to the good looking boy here who's absolutely gotten beat up real bad. He's
I like to think he's like Peter Griffin with his new hat.
He's just like he like wipes his chin with the blood off, so a couple more teeth like fall out. He's like, "You are going to pay for that," and is going to swing again at Raith with his sword. Does a 19 hit.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So this time you don't get your shield up fast enough. He fakes that he's going high like he did the first time, and instead kind of slashes down underneath your shield, and you take
Nice.
3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Okay. I'm looking worse for wear now, so I'm definitely.
What's your health at?
Struggling. 4.
Okay. So yeah. So
I took two from the fall, and then 3 from that hit. So I'm 4 of 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
Forgot about that.
Okay.
you look a little roughed up.
Survive to my turn.
We move to the original, the other girl back here who had shot an arrow and missed earlier. She's gonna take a couple steps over and go for the big chunk. She sees him as the biggest threat to their current group. So does a 13 hit?
Oh, just.
And
I mean just by 1.
She pulls out her bow. She has more of a crossbow. The other girl, the dead stare girl, has a longbow. So she takes her crossbow, she shoots it, and it goes straight into your thigh, your big old thick thigh, and it's gonna do 3 points of damage for you.
So it does.
Is that halved?
Piercing.
Oh, because he is raging, right? Yes.
Yep.
It is halved, so it's 2 damage.
Let me just do that. Okay.
Okay. That was her turn.
Mm-hmm.
After that arrow kind of hits you in the thigh, Crag, no, Raith, you still have the bag of holding, correct?
I still have the bag of holding.
Yeah. So there's that again, that familiar like woo woo of like an energy coming out from the bag, and everyone, including, so this is going to be our handsome looking dude, our orc bad guy, C.H.U.N.K, and Raith. You guys all suddenly, did I say the wrong thing?
Yeah, chunk.
Get crunk.
Did I say C.H.U.N.K? Sorry, Chunk.
Chunk.
Chunk and Raith. You guys suddenly, you start to feel like your mobility is stiffening. Like you're standing a little straighter, a little tighter. You're not as like ready for the fight. You feel like this tightness come over you, and you can tell by looking in the eyes of the 2 people in front of you, they're also feeling it as well. That this kind of unspoken stiffness has taken over.
Yeah. That unspoken stiffness kind of happens all the time in boys' schools all over the world.
I knew that some kind of joke was coming. I knew it.
Remember that time you seen your first Zoom mag?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ulysses.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of roll back here. Not so much to get close to Chunk, but just so I can throw 1d8 of healing onto Raith.
Okay.
Smooth. That's so yeah, I'm gonna cure wounds for 4.
There you go. That just
so you get
doubled his HP, right? Or his...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was hoping for more, but I only rolled a 2 and then my +2.
Sorry, I could have only got 1 more anyway, so it's fine.
And is that one where you have to lay your hand on him
I
to?
have to actually touch him, so that's why I moved closer.
Do you say anything, or you do this in like just complete silence with he just feels the presence of a hand?
I do kind of like, hey, you feeling good there, buddy? How about you feel a little better? Tushy touch.
Yeah.
And then I touch his bum and heal him.
So the slash that he got kind of starts healing up. He still has that. You still feel the stiffness in your joints, but you're not bleeding as much from that wound that you had received from the sword cut.
Yeah. Thank Helm, the god of protection. So yeah.
Anything else from?
Sorry, just ignore me. I was rolling something there. I just seen something D20.
Okay.
Ignore my roll.
Anything?
Okay, yeah. From there, I don't have a bonus action I can use on that one. So.
Okay. All right. Then we are on to Crag-Mug.
All right. I'm gonna try and enter stealth again before my next attack.
Go ahead and roll.
That is a 21.
Oh yeah, you are like the shadows right now. Like back here, Dr. Dannell and Alda like saw you earlier, and now it's just there's such since you took that light out, it just looks like this blackness kind of cutting across the alley, and you are just moving within that dark shadow.
All right, and I'm gonna try and finish off the pretty boy. I'll do another ranged attack on him.
Okay.
Short bow. Rolled an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Damage is 8 plus 5 for 13.
Crag-Mug, what are you using as your ranged weapon?
Short bow.
Short bow. So you pull the short bow. This guy is staggered up against the wall. He's been uppercutted. He's been hit into his ribs. He's been partially on fire. And as you take aim with the short bow, how would you like to do this?
This guy's been yelling all fight, and obviously he likes to talk. You know, he's kind of got that look about him. So as he's screaming, right in the throat, arrow.
Yeah.
And no more sound comes out.
So right after he kind of got that successful hit off on Raith, and his mouth is kind of beat up, but out of his mouth he's like, "The egg, she's paid us for it," and points down the alley towards Alda. "She is paid us for this egg. Give it to us." And it just like instantly the arrow hits right into his windpipe. He's like, and for the first time, he always throughout his being, his life has had just confidence, and he expects to get what he wants, and is usually given it. Usually gets the way he wants. You could see the absolute fear and disbelief in his eyes as it hits it right in the throat, and he just goes against the alley wall and slides down, and is dead. Pew. Nicely done.
That guy got absolutely
fucked.
Yeah. His roll, everyone, like all these people's rolls are shit right now. So I hope I just cursed it the other way. But so yeah, up next is back to Raith. You just saw from darkness over your shoulder. You had just felt this kind of go past you, and you see an arrow sticking out of this dude's throat as he dies against the alley wall.
Okay.
I'm going to move just a little back.
Okay.
Like 5 feet.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to ask if you were doing anything else.
Yeah, and then I'll end my turn.
Good, Reed? Here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically, now that the pretty boy has gone down, which I always kind of thought he was like okay prettiness. I didn't really think he was like really that much of a comparison to me. Like kind of didn't really see what the big deal was about. But it's like because I'm here, people can use that. So basically, seeing an orc, I see it as a major threat. I'm going to slip around here.
Okay.
Just for a classic flank.
Okay.
I'm going to use my last first level spell, and I'm going to try to hit him with Inflict Wounds, which is a touch spell.
Okay.
And because it's flank, it's with advantage.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll for that. That's a 9. And come on. 9. So
and is that an attack, or is that it's not, or is it an automatic spell where it's doing the damage because you did the spell?
No, it is an attempt at an attack.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's something I actually tried. So I assume I've missed.
Yeah. Yeah. As you go to put your hand up on the orc, he just like quickly does like he had that like kind of robe thing on. He just quickly does like drops the robe off of him and like does like a half spin around. And he's like, not so fast, as you were just trying to get the spell off.
Yeah. So I tried to grab at something, missed it.
Yeah.
My fingers basically fizzled, with a dark purple energy, but it just basically swiped at the cloak and didn't actually hit him. So
Yeah.
that's my goal.
And
but it was going to help Chunk. So
go ahead. Was there any bonus action, anything else?
no,
Okay.
no.
All right, Chunk.
Okay, question before I start.
Yeah.
Are we classing my 2 maces as light weapons?
What does it say?
It doesn't declare it in either of the weapons on my character sheet.
Any reaching out to the DMs, are maces considered light?
I just want to ask
What?
before I'm trying not to metagame it here because there's ability I can do, but they need to be both light weapons.
Are you trying to do like a 2-handed thing? Yeah, 5e.
I have 2 weapon attack, but I can attack with 2 weapons. My main weapon can do
Mace. That was the only thing I thought when you went double mace, because they're not light weapons.
Okay.
Or neither of them are light weapons.
Thank you for looking it up.
That is fine. That's okay. I'll need to change that. Okay, so obviously big guys in front of me here. I'm still raging, so I'm just gonna swing at him with my Morningstar.
All right.
And you get that with advantage because I'm flanking.
You're flanking, so I get to roll this twice.
Yes,
now.
and roll twice. Yeah.
So I'll roll it once and see what happens, because this allows me to roll my damage at the same time. So that's a 15. Does that hit?
A 15 does it.
Okay, so I do.
No, you roll it twice.
Yeah, in case you get a crit.
In case you get a crit.
Okay, but I'm only taking the damage because it rolls my damage at the same time. You see? No crit. Okay, so
we go with the
didn't
first
matter,
one.
The damage was the same both times.
Yeah,
I will be doing it's a +4. So I rolled the floor. I'm doing 10 points of damage because I still have my +2 from my rage.
Okay. You so as you rage with this mace, the orc who's of a bigger size, you still tower over, but he's a good 6'5" orc, big looking guy, not fearful of you raging until you swing that mace and you bring that down across his like head.
I'm swinging that. I'm baseball swinging.
Oh, you're baseball. So you baseball swing across and to just absolutely destroy the front half of his face and really, really mess him up. Doesn't take him all the way down, but he is very badly hurt. Yeah.
Can I do what's my bonus actions? No, I don't have. No, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stay in front of him to keep him trapped for Raith.
So, as you end your turn, he just got absolutely rocked in the face. He saw basically his leader go down, and he's like, and he kind of like wipes it away. It wipes the blood away, even though his like half of his chin is like real fucked up, and he's like, "You're gonna pay for that."
Just bring it, bitch.
the two biggest slugging it out. Now, how hard you hit him has definitely rung his bell a little bit, because as he goes to swing back, he swings right in front of you, and like it just barely goes past you, but doesn't hit. He swings wildly.
Did he roll a 1?
No, he didn't roll anything. He didn't roll good enough for your armor class at all. So he swings in and misses, as many of these people have done. That was he's just gonna stand there. He's gonna so now we go to the elf, dead stare elf lady. She has her bow. She's gonna take another shot at Chunk.
Mm-hmm.
She can try. Go from the smallest target to the biggest target, like she's got to recalibrate.
And she kind of she goes into a kneel, pulls back the arrow, and lets it loose. And like an absolute bolt, it comes straight at you, catches you right into the chest, and with enough force that even you as a big guy, you stumble back a foot or two, and you take 8 points of damage.
So I only take 4 points of damage.
Oh, because it is piercing. Yes, you do take
Yeah.
take 4 points of damage.
And I'm going to use my reaction, Stone's Endurance, which allows me as a reaction to reduce damage dealt by me by a 1d12 plus 1.
Reduce the damage that was dealt to you by okay.
A 1d12 plus 1. So I'm going to use that now. Where's d12? I will roll that. So 5. So I take no damage.
So the arrow definitely pierced into your armor, but you're so hyped up with your rage, and having that slight tightness that came over you kind of made your skin just a little bit stiffer at the same point that it went through, and then the arrow point actually broke against your, it hits like your clavicle and breaks, and the wooden part just falls back out, and as you just stand there just staring at her, and most people at that point be like, oh fuck, I probably shouldn't mess, not this crazy girl. She's just like, okay,
Arrows have no power over
excited about it. Stop with the stiff jokes. Okay, so that was her. That was her turn. It would have gone to good-looking guy. He's gone. We're back to the other woman with the crossbow. She's gonna step up behind Raith with a dagger out, and is gonna try and stab him. What was that? Oh, you're muted. Is it?
It's where you get the conga line of death.
Yeah.
Where everyone's just...
You're trying to, yeah. She comes up. She wants to go for a stab kind of over your shoulder into your heart, but you had your shield up at the same time, and because she didn't see it, she comes across and just hits off your shield and doesn't make contact with you.
Just so you know, you get advantage.
So because oh, thank you for being honest.
Because I'm being flanked between those two. So
she comes over and just above your shield plunges the dagger into it.
I just cut your head right off.
into your chest. It does 3 points of damage.
3 points. Okay. Cool.
I don't know if my clip thing is working or not.
No, it's okay. I'll get a different way.
That's all good.
That's a double L.
Yeah. At this point, again another pulse from the bag. As something is going on with the stone that you guys have held in there, and this whole conga line of folks get this kind of like almost like bugs under the skin feeling of just like uncomfortableness and hair standing up, and you all just get this like just uncomfortable tingling going throughout your whole body. That leads us back to Ulysses.
All right. I'm gonna get into a bit of the fun here. The orc is looking at. Yeah, he's looking, so I can't claim any advantage for backstab or anything. But I'm gonna pull out my butter spreader.
Hey, little guy.
That name.
I pat him on the head when he's beside me because he's welcome to the fight. Ruffle his hair a little bit.
I'm gonna slice his Achilles tendon.
God damn. Yeah, okay.
22.
Oh my gosh. This guy just, as he swung and missed at Chunk, he kind of turned his back to the direction that you're coming from, and you how do you want to do this?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay. So I come in, kind of catch him off balance, and just kind of do my best to kind of aid his foot down so he could, on his way down, fall onto the butter spreader with his jaw. So like,
so his swing on Chunk was so misplaced that the stones again kind of being wet and gravelly and not good grip. He kind of slips, and as he's coming down, he's falling and you're already below them. He he's like making eye contact with you and very confused where you came from, and you very much like the Statue of Liberty, but you're holding the little butter knife. He just goes out with the and just stops on a dime. Well, kind of goes through because he's a little bit bigger than you, so we're not gonna say you held him up, but you kind of go with the motion of him. He goes into the ground with it sticking up out of his mouth, and he's just like, oh, and he's gone.
Love it.
Okay. From there, I've still got some movement, and I'm gonna see. That's 5, 10. Okay, yeah, I got enough too. Now I've got some balls about me, and let's swing at her with the butter spreader.
Oh, you get 2 attacks?
I'm using 2-weapon fighting for this one.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
9 probably doesn't hit.
No, so as this little butter spreader, yeah. You basically, the orc fell onto you and you got the kill essentially. Now with this bloody thing, you run up to her almost like a toddler that stole like a phone or something, just like like a very, very creepy way, and you go to stab it at her, but she saw you coming and just kind of does a quick little movement away, and you don't quite catch her.
Yeah, Chucky missed.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
And yeah, that's all I got there.
Perfect. Crag-Mug.
I need to ask a question about Dr. Dannell.
Yeah.
Do stand like next to either of them, or are either of them holding like a container, or is there a box, or?
At her feet is the box that she said she was going to bring to put the egg into.
Okay. I'm gonna roll to try and enter stealth again. Ooh, is a 13.
Yeah, so are you trying to make a movement towards them?
I will.
Okay. Because there's this other torch kind of over on this other side. As you would go towards her, as you get within about 10 feet, they're going to pick up you moving towards them. Right now where you're at, because you're in such a darkened area, you just kind of look like part of the shadows. But if you move up this light here, trying to ping it, there you go. This light is going to catch you as you get within about 10 feet of them.
So I can be in stealth if I don't move towards them?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to roll an attack, a ranged attack on Adira?
Alda.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be a 6.
Yeah. So you take your crossbow, you pop it out at her, you shoot at her, but it kind of goes off to her right that she didn't even have to really make a movement to get out of the way. She noticed it go past, but didn't see where it came from. But she doesn't have the prowess to know that. She kind of thinks it just came from the fight further up the alley. She doesn't really understand that it was attack at her.
Okay. I don't want to reveal myself.
I have an idea.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have an effective action without revealing myself. So I'll stay where I am, like a shadow.
Okay. All right. Then we move on to Raith.
I'm going to keep things pretty simple. Girl who originally thought she didn't stab me, but then somehow discovered that she did stab me, is going to get a smack in the face when it comes to that. Except what I'm going to do is so my rage at being stabbed is going to express itself in terms of a sacred flame. I'm going to make a prayer. And it goes, "You will burn for your sins," and basically must make a dexterity saving throw of 14 or take damage.
Good rule.
So, what are you throwing at her again?
A sacred flame. So it's basically a spell where it's almost like a fire. Yeah.
So she typically or wait, she was. No, yeah. So, she typically is kind of immobile. She looks flexible and everything, but like from that weird pulse that happened out, she's not moving the way that she normally feels. So something that she probably would have been able to dodge, you catch her with it.
So it's basically it's 1d8 radiant damage and for a grand total of
how much?
Yeah, 1.
So yeah, so you
I slightly burn her hand.
Yeah,
the hand that she tried to stab me in is like it's like a sword. She got like slightly burned. So it's like a scald on her hand.
Yeah, you kind of you shot like she had as she pulled the hand away from stabbing you. You kind of shot your sacred thing up there, and it catches her hand. She's like, oh, but yeah, it doesn't hit home quite the way you wanted it to.
No, that's my go.
Oops, chunk.
Okay, so I just roll my shoulder a little bit because I'm like, oh, that's not. Lick the blood a wee bit too. That's smarted a little bit. And I'm going, hey, Dead Eyes, I'm coming for you, bitch. So I'll do my movement towards Dead Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to swing again with my Morning Star.
Okay.
And I roll a crit fail.
Yeah, she hasn't been as close to stone, so she doesn't have the same stiffness that everyone else does. She does like a perfect split as you swing over her. She splits and comes right back up, but with like no emotion in her face, just like
dead inside. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't have any bonus action.
All right. At this point, Alda down the alleyway said, "Enough of this bullshit." And she has the dagger now on Dr. Dannell's throat. She's like, "You guys don't understand. I've been working here for 20 years with no respect, with no pay raises, with nothing that should be given to me. That stone is my way out of this." And you kind of
turn around and go, didn't ask.
You kind of put the connection that the people that are attacking you, and from what the pretty face boy said earlier, that Alda hired this group to steal the egg basically at the same time. And she's like, "I will cut her wide open to have this egg be mine. I will get what I need." And all of a sudden, boom, from behind, the bar guy with the trash can lid as a shield smashes the back of Alda's head, and she instantly crumbles and is just blood pouring from her head. And he's like, "That's for not being a Vikings fan." And shit, he's like, skunk, and Alda's completely gone, dead from the shield shot. Instantly, these two the two members that knew they were going to get paid by her, saw her just die right in front of them. They're out of here. Anyone that's close, yes, anyone that's close enough can take an attack of opportunity. Go ahead and everyone, anyone that's close enough, go ahead and roll them, and we'll get them all out.
What do you just roll a d20 for that?
Whatever if you're hitting with your mace, if you're hitting just like you were doing a normal attack, just let me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first, let's do the two people that are by the black-haired girl. So Ulysses and Raith.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a dirty 20 and then 5 damage.
Okay, and Raith?
And 2 damage for me.
Okay, so that's a total of 10. So, because we'll go with turn order this is gonna be a combined effort here. How would you guys like to do this? As she sees the person that hired her basically go down, she turns to make a run and calls over to the other girl, and she's like, "Enna, we're gone. Let's go." What do you two do? What do you guys hit her with?
What weapon are you hitting her with?
I got a mace. I was going to turn around and have a thought of I go low, you go high, but then I turn around and realize it's Ulysses that I'm talking to, and then I change and goes, "Oh, how would you go low and I go high?"
Okay, I turn around, slice her in the Achilles tendon, making her fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right into.
And then as she goes down, it's basically just a mace, just straight into that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as you cut her, she's like, oh, and hits the ground. Very like horror movie, like crawl, trying to like now get away. And the god blessed man that is like Raith comes over her with his mace and just finishes her off. Half the face just cracked in. She's gone.
As for Malar, the god of the hunt. So
I feel like real world, you would have quoted Revelations as you did that.
I rolled a 19.
Yep.
And I do 8 damage, so I done a 6 plus my 2 rage damage.
Okay.
And that's with my Morning Star.
Yeah. So as she turns, you give her another one of those baseballs, like swing whacks into the back that kind of like sends her forward, and she kind of goes into a tuck, but then keeps running down the alley. You can see the mark and the blood gush like coming down off of her back, but she has kind of like a limp to her, but she's off and she is gone down.
That's what you get for hitting me with an arrow.
Down the alley. So we are out of combat.
Crag-Mug, being the closest to Dannell, immediately like shouts to Raith, "Egg!" and starts running for the box.
Yeah.
Snatches the box and starts running back.
Dude,
I'm gonna grab some pocket action to just do some quick looting while
I'm gonna loot as well. I'll
while they're
loot.
handling the situation.
The blood that smacked onto Wraith's face just happened to basically take up these 2 corners of his forehead, almost looking like little red horns on his head. And he's basically dazed them up, but then turns around, sees Crag-Mug, and runs up to the box and basically egg straight into the box.
So you run with the egg, you don't throw the egg.
I'm with the bag of holding, coming
all
in
right.
there. So bag,
I thought we were having a very backyard football, toss me the egg kind of moment. So
Hit him in the middle, like
Gotcha.
whatever works.
As you guys run up to the 2 guys that looted, who are you digging in? Whose pockets are you searching?
For the orc, because he's obviously the first guy. I see Ulysses is robbing the black-haired girl, so I'm like, you can have her and the pretty boy. I want the orc stuff.
Okay, yeah, I got the girl and the pretty-haired guy, and whatever I take, I'm gonna split 4 ways just to keep the peace and no possibility of a future working relationship. I don't want to sour it now, so if there's gold or silver or anything, I'll take it and then split it 4 ways.
Okay, yeah. So Chunk, as you go through his pockets, you only find 2 gold, but you do also find a thieves kit, kind of like what Crag-Mug's been using.
Sweet, I made my gold back.
And then Ulysses, whose pocket you went through? The other people's pockets, or?
Yeah, I went through both of their pockets.
You don't find anything. She actually doesn't have any pockets. There's no pockets in her clothing. She doesn't have anything on her. When you go through Pretty Boy's stuff, you find like a small little pouch that has 5 gold coins in it. You find a full map of the building, like much more detailed than the one that you were given by Dr. Dannell, and you find a note saying basically describing, be here at this time. This is how you this is where you need to go to get it. Very broken down in which would be Auda's handwriting. Telling them what they need to do, where we're going to meet, and everything to make the exchange, and then you'll get your payment.
Okay, so before I get back, did I break the thieves' tools when I borrowed them, or are they still in good shape?
No, they're still okay.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna give everybody a gold piece and give Crag-Mug his tools back and a gold piece.
There's so much you can do with a single gold piece. It just allows you to
exactly.
Opens doors.
As you guys kind of group back up around, you kind of pass around some of the things. You guys put the stone into the crystal case, which essentially is like the bottom, the top comes off of it. You put the egg in. You put the case back. You put the top back down on it. It's encompassed in there. And Dr. Dannell's like, thank you. You saved not only me, but this entire city. I can't thank you all enough. and she hands you guys' payment, which was 50 gold, I believe, each. She hands out you guys' payments. She says tomorrow the Golden Vault will get in contact with you, and they might be able to sweeten the reward for you guys' efforts. But for tonight, we can all finally sleep easy. And
Is Trash Can Shield guy still there? Sorry.
yeah, he's just
flip him a gold.
he's like, yeah, another one on the house. That's why you're awesome, man. And he's like, he kind of like throws the Trash Can Shield down. And he's like, you know what? This is one of the better nights I've had in a long time. He's like, things kind of got wild, and I like that, man. And he kind of just like throws up like a little like wave and just walks off. Like he doesn't care what the fuck that egg was for. He doesn't care.
Vikings rule.
Vikings rule, my dude. And he's like, he's gone. He's down this way, down the alley and out. Dr. Dannell tells you guys, you know, like she mentioned in the morning, the Golden Vault will be able to reward you better, possibly with like some more kind of equipment things other than gold. But you guys are more welcome to. We have a space for you in the hotel just down the street for you guys to rest for tonight. We'll meet back tomorrow and give you guys your further reward. But thank you so much. 50
each.
And then you got one from me.
50 each.
Yeah.
50 each, so I got 51 gold there. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
Till the craps table.
yeah.
Is there a bar and casino at the hotel?
Yeah. Definitely is. So
Till the craps table.
So do you guys say you know, Dr. Dannell has the egg. She's like, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna keep it stored. I need to study it more, but I need to contact people that know more. Anybody that maybe knows more about this than I do. Thank you again so much for stopping what could have been a disaster. And she kind of heads her way. You guys head off, heading back to the hotel. We're gonna flash forward a couple of hours. We pull up into this kind of 2-story home, nice front yard, and as you kind of go down into this kind of nicely finished basement, there's like a couch, there's a bunch of books, bookshelves, bunch of like weird archaeology kind of like equipment, like little things. Dr. Dannell is fast asleep on a couch. You can tell this is probably the first time that she has slept in the last 72 hours, maybe more, because of everything that's been going on. She has notes and stuff scribbled all over her desk, like, who made this? Where could it have come from? Are there more? And as you kind of pan around the room, you see her pleasantly sleeping. There's light coming in through like windows of the basement, so there's, you know, some nice kind of lighting. She has a couple candles still lit. She was obviously doing a little more research after she left you guys. We kind of pan across, and you see the egg perfectly in the crystal case. It's kind of set up on a shelf, and as you kind of zoom in on the egg within the case, the coloring has gone back a little bit more to it's kind of in between where it was the dark green and the almost translucentness kind of look. It kind of has darkened back up. The crystal is definitely has worked. And as you kind of zoom in on the rock, you hear this little as a small crack from the bottom slowly goes up part of the egg.
I want to cast Mend on it.
You were not there. And that's where we are going to end
Yeah.
this heist.
Yeah.